War is coming to Kryn.
Okay, so last week we had quite a bit happen in about 4 hour worth of game, about 5 days within game. Okay, so wow, hold on 1 second. Character names to think. So we had Kelavar go through the initiation for the Mages of High Sorcery, and he was visited by 4 gods, of which he chose one to follow, and he was given a magical pendant that gives him some innate powers. He began his travels towards Vogler and ran into a druid who had recently gone through a selection process, if you will, by his goddess, where she asked him to be his voice in the world and carry her message and restore the balance, and gave her her spear. And they traveled together to Vogler. We had Fingari and Columbus flirt at a bar for a little bit, and they ran into another Minotaur named Bacchus, and as a group, they decided to travel to Vogler, where they were transiting along the road to the north into Vogler and got into a fight with 5 hooked, cloaked, humanoid-looking creatures, and when they got close, realized they had reptilian features. One of our characters was downed, and luckily, as he was downed and combat ended, Kelavar and Dianatus came running down the road, one of which was instantly tackled by our neighborhood barbarian Bacchus. They managed to get Columbus back up. You decided to transit together to Vogler to let the neighborhood knight of Salamna, Becklin, know what happened on the road and that there were 3 slain knights. You currently find yourselves at the gates of Vogler. So let me just read it to you guys so you can see what you're getting at. So, you guys are at the river gate. It is a 15-foot tall wooden archway carved with 2 leaping fish on its frame. Over the years, locals have etched the coin-sized scales of these fish with prayers for bountiful fishing. 2 large wooden doors stand within the arch, but they haven't been closed for years. What would you guys like to do?
Are there any guards?
Yeah.
No, it's an unguarded gate. There's nothing there. You guys can see inside the gate, the town's bustling. People are setting up decorations. They seem very friendly, very welcoming, almost jovial, like something's going on, but you're not sure what yet.
Press forward.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys walk through the gate, you find a message board. Pull it up. And on the message board, if I can find which one was this one? Is the photo not working anymore?
There's nothing to show here.
Naturally.
It doesn't exist.
I just have it.
You broke it.
It's what I do best. I break things. It's part of being an engineer. Breaking things. Breaking it out.
My hat myself.
A second, I'll find it. I think my picture went AWOL.
Knew it.
Alright, well, you know what? Here's what we'll do. I'll fix it later. For the moment, you guys see a message board, and on the front of the message board is this document. If I would like to read it, you can. You guys can peruse. But essentially, it's a newsletter for the people of Vogler. And it states that there is a festival going on that you guys think starts tomorrow. You're not sure what day it is. You see it talking about Ispin's funeral, which you recognize happens today. You see a series of small notices for the public mentioning a market, an inn, a tavern, the wharfmonger that registers all the boats, and the ferries back and forth across the Vingard River. You see a notice about the noises that have been coming from the keep, and how Becklin said the noise will come down once the neighborhood gnome tinkerer finishes his work on what's called a gnome flinger. And at the end, it's signed Raven Uth Vogler, Mayor. So if you want to read through it, feel free to read through it. After reading through that and kind of looking around you, on your top right, you see a large towering keep. So I'll read that to you guys as well. The ruins of an ancient Salamnic keep perch on a rocky rise at the western edge of town. Thornwall Keep steward, the knight Becklin Uth Viharin, maintains the keep. Partially ruined walls surround the keep's 3-storied tower. The tower's ground level holds a small library and a collection of local relics. Over 40 pieces of rusty tools and armor. I shouldn't read that, but whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah, so that's what you guys see. And then at the top, you see a elaborate catapult-like contraption on the roof that you all assume from the newsletter to be the gnome flinger.
Judging by this message board, does there look like there's any other keep around?
That is the only fortress-type fortification, and in the newsletter it says Becklin is actively there.
Yep. What do you say we try the keep? See if we can't find Becklin.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do
I
it.
agree.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
That's different.
Now I can visualize.
So that's what you guys see up on top of that, okay?
Okay.
So,
What do you think they do with that contraption? Surely they don't
So-
fling gnomes.
Looks like they do.
I could fit on there.
Sure, we could try to fling you, dwarf. That'd be a dwarf flinger. We should probably get started on that.
Yeah.
so what do you guys want to do?
Let's look for Becklin.
Jump on the drawers.
So-
Yeah.
As you guys kind of look around a little bit, let me pull back up the map so you guys can see where you're at. So you guys are at the gate in the north. If you look on the top left is the keep. The gate is right there. It's called the River Gate. Just looking in front of you, you can see the greenery of this small, like lush, almost like a little park, but it's really just forest. The residential housing on your left, and then a road that heads to the right towards the keep. And you assume that if you go to the right, you will make it to the keep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
You
you
guys
guys,
want to head to the right? Let's see if we can.
As
the
we're
keys.
walking, does there look to be anyone with robes, like mage robes anywhere?
you see nobody in any mage robes anywhere that you've looked.
Okay.
Question. This is just out of curiosity. I believe when they hit level 2, I now can turn into an animal.
Yeah, wild shape.
Wild shape.
Yes, you can.
And that's you can stay in beast shape, or does it specify in what shape or what beast you can turn into? Is that you have to see it, right?
I believe it does somewhere in there. Let me go to your
It
abilities.
says, should be right now. It's like 1/4
Yeah.
CR or less.
Yeah, which is typically like a raven or a cat or, something that's like a small animal you find around.
Okay, but not like a fucking bear. Right?
Not like
Nothing
a
with flying speed though.
yeah,
You can't
So,
have anything that flies.
I don't have a monster
Also,
raven.
I
I don't
can't.
believe so.
Yeah, it says no flying or swimming speed.
Yep. So just
So it'd be a terrestrial animal.
turtle,
Okay.
rat.
Oh, okay, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe I
capybara.
could turn into a fucking bird and try to like find out where this dude's at, but I wouldn't even recognize him. Go ahead, sorry.
Before we go further, just so you guys are tracking, I put it in the Discord at one point. Currently, in what's happening in this realm, magic given to you by the gods hasn't been a thing since the Cataclysm. So it's been 351 years since they've seen magic that's been God-given, being druidic magic, clerical healing magic, stuff like that. So if you guys decide to use magic given by gods, don't be surprised if people are like, what the it's a miracle, oh my god.
Yeah, people
Okay.
freaked out.
So theoretically you guys didn't have any magic until you were seen by your gods. He would have because he studied arcane. So
Okay.
that's a little bit that's the little difference. So and you would because of your inherent knowledge. Bards learn it by studying versus being God given. So you're fine.
Okay.
So but yeah. So what would you guys like to do?
We're going to the right.
You're gonna
Correct.
take the right path?
Yeah, so we're still there at the gate, right? So we're gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where's Mr. Donkey?
The donkey's over here. If you guys
Senor
want to use.
Donkey.
Senor.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys head along this right path, you hit that that kind of Y intersection where one goes towards the city center and then one goes up towards Thornwall Keep. And coming down the path towards you is an armored figure in Solomonic night garb, who stops and looks at all of you and says, "Your faces. It's like how Ispin described. You must be." And she says each of your names. He told me you guys would be coming. You came for the funeral, right? She introduces herself as Becklin Uth Viharin. You guys can call me Becklin, but you must be here for the funeral, I'm sure.
Yes.
It's been a long time, Becklin.
Very
What has
nice.
it been, 10 years?
You again? Yeah, about 10 years. What'd you do this time?
I didn't do anything. Ispin did. He died.
That's fair. It's been dead. However, if I remember our adventure correctly, we had to get you towards those mages.
Yep.
I remember. It was a good time.
Yeah. Kind of nervously looking around. Is Cudgel about? I figured she'd be here.
Well, Cudgel's around. She's actually about a mile north. She has her mercenaries in town. There's this big festival tomorrow. We're going to have a reenactment for the Battle of High Hill, and her mercenaries decided they'd volunteer to play the Astarians. So she's here for the funeral. They're going to be doing that. They're training some militia, but she'll be around. She just may not be in town much today. At least not till tonight. The funeral's tonight. So
Indeed. So about what I did, you ask. You know them by face.
not by face, mostly just by
By
description.
description.
I mean, Ispin described all of you to me. You obviously, I know we've adventured before, but the rest of you, it's nice to finally meet you. Ispin said nothing but great things. I don't know if it was him just elaborating on the truth as he always did. We all know how Ispin was, but he described each of you to me in intimate details.
Not to put a damper on the day. It's already pretty somber, but and then Calabar will take out the war horn and show it to her and say,
And Becklin will take it from you, and she's going to just look down, and she's going to... just pulls up because I have something else for this. She's going to say, "Where did you find this?"
and he'll look around at the three that interacted with them on the road the most,
I will look down.
allowing them to explain.
What's that guy's name?
I got my cheeks clapped.
The guy's name was Reese.
Reese.
Oh, Reese.
Yes.
Mhm.
We saw Reese running away.
I'm
And
not
whoever that is.
familiar with any of Reese.
Oh, well. Okay.
No, it's just keep going, it's fine. She wouldn't know him, he's not from Vogler, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, we found Reese, a guy named Reese, and asking for our help, and we pressed on and saw some lizard-like creatures. Do we know what they?
You guys wouldn't know what they are. Calabar has a slight understanding of what they might be, but he's not sure yet.
But they did look like lizard people.
They did. They looked like lizard people with wings, but you're not sure what's going on with it.
So we fought them, and found
It's three dead knights.
3 dead knights. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Becklin's going to look at the horn, and she's going to look at all of you, and she's going to take a deep breath, and she's going to say, "Well, come with me, and I'll tell you a story, and then we will go collect the knights, so that they may lay to rest with Ispin tonight. This is truly a somber day." And she begins to head up the hill towards Thornwall Keep, with all of you in tow. So as you guys come up this hill, you come in, you see this towering 3-floored stone structure. It's crumbling in some places. It's got vines crawling all over it. You see the gnome flinger on top, and you can hear a disgruntled gnome on the top floor tinkering with these gears as he keeps messing with it and it keeps short triggering. And then you're, I got it! And he gets it just right to where it triggers right when he wants it to, and he can reset the gnome flinger. Becklin goes through the front door, and she goes into the first floor, and she sits down at a desk. You see an armor stand near the desk, and obviously like her living quarters in this area. And she goes, the knight you took this from was a close friend, and one of the most renowned knights of the Rose that I've ever known. His name was Sir Eldrin Thalion, and he was alive since before the Cataclysm.
Terribly sorry for your loss.
She nods her head. She thanks you. She says, I can only assume that these lizard creatures you described were the ones that caused his demise.
From what we saw, we got there late.
Okay.
And 2 of them had already been slain. I'd only imagine by some beast, by the way that they were torn apart. So.
And she looks at the 2 minotaurs. She looks at the minotaurs and looks at their horns, looking for a little bit of blood. She's like, I'll have to keep that in mind for later. Well, I've heard some rumors, and this can only make those rumors seem more true. I've heard of armies in the east taking land. This doesn't look good for us. Well, I'll tell each of you what. If you will, find Derek. He's my protege, if you will. The people around here don't look kindly to the knights. They blame us for the cataclysm. But find Derek. He'll get you guys a cart. And together, if you will go back up the road and collect these bodies, I will prepare them for tonight. And I will see you there at dusk. And she calls out for Derek. And pull up more pictures, because pictures.
Because why not?
This is Becklin.
She's a cutie. She's
She did.
So that's Becklin.
silver fox.
And so she calls for Derek, and you see this younger human come running around the corner, and he seems very eager. He looks at all of you. He sees your armor and your weapons, and he's almost in awe of all of you. The fact that you're talking to Becklin as an equal, and he looks up to her, and he goes, "Oh my God, where are you guys from? What are you doing here? Are those shiny? Have you used those before? Have you killed people?" He seems almost ecstatically excited and wants to know so much more about you. And Becklin cuts him off and says, "Hey, Derek, pay attention. Our friends here," and you guys introduce yourselves, "have found some of the knights on the road that seem to be, as my assumption would be, investigating the whispers we've heard of armies in the east. They didn't make it through in an ambush, it seems, and I've asked these adventurers to collect their corpses and bring them back. Secure the cart and take them with you, and bring the bodies back here. Once you guys return to town, let the adventurers do as they will, and I will see all of you tonight at Ispin's funeral." And with that, Derek leads you guys back to the gate. What would you guys like to do? Actually, he hasn't taken you to the gate yet. What do you guys want to do? Merry Christmas.
Stay quiet.
You can totally deny her request. You can tell her to fuck off. You can say, no, we have better things to do. Whatever you guys want to do.
Ask if there's any payment involved for carrying these dead bodies.
Becklin will look at you, and she'll say, "Well, I was planning on paying you after the fact without you having to ask, but I suppose I could give the party 25 gold if you'll secure the bodies and bring them back."
I'm okay with that.
Just before Derek gets his hands on nice shinies, Becklin and kind of nudge Derek a little bit, joshing him a little. Calibar will say, "Some in the party might like things a little more than gold. there's a few of the soldiers. I know it's not great to think about, but everyone can use all the help they can get. And you know how that goes. They have some nice gear. Would you mind if we put it to better use safely and respectively, of course?
Becklin sighs. And she looks around the room and she says, well, let me clean and prepare the bodies first. Let me collect their armor. Let me ensure that this is who I think it is. And collect their possessions. And once all is said and done, I will see what they have that you might be able to use.
You all heard it here. Don't fucking touch anything until we get back.
And she just looks at the Minotaurs again, like, you don't fucking watch me.
Wasn't the wagon like broken?
Yeah.
Beyond repair?
So she's giving Derek a secondary wagon that they have in town to take back with you to the site to collect whatever you can, the bodies, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Another wagon.
Yep. So.
Do we have horses to carry this wagon, or is it just?
It's all supplied by Becklin.
Okay, so everything.
So she has the wagon. She has the wagon. She has the horses. She has the tack. Everything.
Okay.
So why does she need us to pick it up?
Well,
Pick 'em up?
Derek is one person,
Oh.
and there are 3 knights in heavy armor. So
Okay.
you know, some big burly minotaurs might help lift those.
Okay. We're in this hole. Cool.
Not to mention, you guys know where the ambush is, and Derek doesn't. So
All right.
Darren, it's that way. Calabar points to like the open ocean.
and Derek, he kind of excitedly like looks. He's like, "Don't mess with me. That's the Vingard. There's no bodies in the Vingard. Not yet,
Not
anyway,
yet.
Calabar."
You're right. You're learning.
He comes back. He goes, "Just for that, I'm taking their armor." He kind of looks at you.
Hey, Becklin, do you really want Derek to come back?
And she just looks and she goes, "Play nice now, children. Hurry now. We don't have much longer before the wake. It's about midday. Probably take you guys 2 hours to get there and back, and you'll probably have 4 or 5 hours before the funeral starts."
Okay.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
Let's start this journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are heading out. What do you guys? Yeah.
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 So, do you guys want to go straight there? Do you want to stop in town and do anything? You guys technically have a personal tour guide in Darrett at the minute, so.
A couple hours afterwards, yeah. We can,
I'm sure we can gather him up to tour us after we get the bodies.
Yeah.
First things first.
Okay. So with that, so I'm assuming you guys are just going straight out the gate and heading there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Columbus.
as we're going. Go ahead.
Columbus the cook would say, let's hurry up and get this over with so I can come back and have a few brews before the funeral. Or a few meads, sorry.
Okay. So like
Still brew.
seeing as you guys have seen the letter, the newsletter, you would know that at the funeral all food and beverages are paid for. The innkeeper Elma will be covering the cost of all that, so you'd be stoked for some free cheap beer.
Yes.
Okay. So, what's the marching order for you guys going back out that way?
Oh,
Derek goes first.
Derek's driving the wagon.
so would we be on the side of the wagon? Like
However, you guys as a party want to space yourselves.
Be on top
one
of the
question
wagon.
about that. So last time I'm still at 4 hit points, right? Or
Yes.
11 out of
Did
17
we
now.
take a long rest?
So you guys did not take a long rest. But it's okay. If you guys want to take a short rest before you go, we'll say it lasts 30 minutes to an hour. You can use a hit die to get some health points back. I would say at the moment, I wouldn't worry about a long rest. You guys will be getting one soon enough. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to ask. Just
If you
make
guys
sure.
want to take a short rest, go for it.
Again, Columbus the cook wants to get cooked as soon as possible, so he strongly encourages us to get this quest over with, so that we have more time to pay our respects to
Ispin.
Ispin.
I got you. Okay. With that, again, what's the marching order, just so I know where people are at? What are you guys doing on the way?
Homie's going to be first. I'm sorry. What's his name again?
Darrett?
Darrett?
Darrett, yeah.
Darrett.
Like my last name, but with a D.
Oh, Jarrett. Darrett.
Yeah. Darrett.
Darrett will be first.
So
Second.
Darrett's driving the wagon, so it's really if you guys want to surround it, who's in back. If somebody wants to be in the wagon with
how
him.
much? Oh yeah. I was gonna ask like how much.
I mean,
room is
he
in the
can hitch
wagon?
up the Minotaurs, the pull. I mean, it's
No.
fine.
I'll sit
The wagon is it a 2-seater?
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
could probably fit in the back the way
I'll sit
there.
in the back.
Does it have a roof that I can?
No, it's an open bed.
Oh, okay.
I'll sit up front, right next to Darren's.
I'll sit in the back.
Okay.
Calabar's walking beside on the right hand side.
Okay. So you got it's
Might not be
sagging
that
in the
much
back
room.
from the weight of the Minotaur.
I'll walk on the left side.
Okay.
It's like doing that
The thing's a lowrider with this one Minotaur, a dwarf, 2 humans, or a human and a half elf, and then we've got the cleric on one side and the other Minotaur on the other. Okay. Are you guys going at a normal speed? Are you double timing it because the bard's antsy for some booze?
normal speed.
Normal speed.
Normal speed, yeah.
Okay. So it'll take about 2 hours. Whoever is in lead wants to be in lead since you guys are technically in a line. Roll me a survival check.
Me? Oh, since I'm with
Yeah.
Momo. Is it 10?
D20.
D20?
D20 plus your
your
survival.
Survival.
Modifier on your for survival in your abilities.
Maybe I should do it.
I'm not gonna. I might have to take a shit soon.
Survival plus 2. Okay.
Apologize.
You have a-
Not my house.
I might go outside and take a shit then.
the water
Yeah.
real quick.
Go into the water
Okay,
and
survival?
Yep.
Wait,
Okay.
before I roll this, we're already on our journey, right?
Yeah, this is for the journey.
Could I...
Yourself bardic inspiration.
If you want to give yourself bardic inspiration, you can. If you want, you could tell me you're performing to keep the levity up for the party, so everybody wants to be more jovial and travels faster, which could give you advantage if you roll well with performance.
I'll do that.
Okay, so roll me a performance check first.
Performance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, plus 4. This is the same one, D20, right?
Yep, D20.
Okay, so 17 plus 4, 21.
21. So you perform exceptionally well. Your whole party feels great. They're ready to move. They're you know how like you're in the car and you got that good music playing, you're bobbing your head, singing a little bit. You sing a Barbie girl, all that extra shit. That's you guys right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can now roll with advantage for your survival check.
Okay, so that means...
Roll it twice.
Oh, twice?
And take the
that's
higher
it.
number and then add your proficiency.
That is, okay. I'm gonna do 9 plus... You said survival, right?
Survival 2.
So 11.
Okay. So you guys
Damn it.
make it.
Do you mind?
You guys almost make it all the way to the site. Okay. So you're about.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's about an hour ride there. You guys have made it probably an hour and a half. You guys have made it an hour down the road. You have 30 more minutes to go. Would you guys want to talk to each other? Do you want to do anything?
I want to talk to Derek
Derek. Okay.
and I'll ask him, have you ever seen combat before?
And Derek's gonna say, well, I've never seen combat. I mean, Becklin's taught me a lot. She's taught me strategy and how to do it, but I don't have the experience yet. I've never really been in a fight outside of training. And he's gonna look at you and say, he's like, you play really good. You any good with your sword too?
Wait, hold on.
Have you killed anybody with it? I really want to learn. We can spar anytime.
Yeah. Well, I will not speak on what had happened earlier, but I have seen...
He almost died.
Yeah.
And
Smiles.
Derek's gonna go, you almost died? What was it like? Oh my god. Tell me about it. How was the fight? How'd you get your butt kicked so bad?
Columbus the cook cuts him off and says, well, if I may suggest, since I do have stealth is really high, right? Or no?
Dexterity?
Dexterity?
Your stealth is based off your dexterity score. So
No. Well, regardless, we should words.
go into stealth.
We should keep an eye out for
Be aware.
be aware and keep in mind that
Be more
These-
vigilant.
these individuals had run off, so they might be waiting for us again.
And Derek will nod and say, yeah. From what Becklin was saying, that group of knights must have been ambushed, so they could still be anywhere on this road. You're right. Absolutely right. We'll keep an eye out. We should probably keep the noise down, too. It's okay. We can fight them off. Just don't go down this time. and he'll just look at you and wink a little bit. And then he'll look back at Calamar and say, "Hey, and you can heal better next time too. You must have been there."
You might want to replace your wooden sword there, kid.
He just chuckles and taps the longsword on his hip like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
It's not tied.
It drops. You use some arcane trickery for that shit and just... and Darren says, "Oh, you, Calavar, mess with my stuff."
Make a perception check,
For what?
or just to keep an eye out.
Yeah, sure. You can actually, since you guys said to be vigilant, you can roll perception with advantage.
Okay. All of us?
All of us?
If you guys are looking. If you're
I'm
being...
looking.
Sure, absolutely.
Sure.
You were being perceptive, roll perception with
Is
advantage.
it everyone advantage or just one person advantage or everyone single?
I'll tell you what, we'll do it this way. Who wants to roll for perception? We'll let Kyle do it since Kyle said he was rolling. Would anybody like to assist Kyle
Yes.
with his perception check?
What about the other beast?
Because he's on one side, on the other side?
Sure.
Yes.
So you can assist. So and then Kyle, you roll at advantage and then get his additional die. That's why we'll do that. So go ahead and roll your d20 as well.
Does this mean it's 4? Ooh.
Ouch.
17.
Okay, so he rolled a 4. You rolled a 17. You don't notice anything around you guys. You don't see any creatures in the tree lines. You don't hear anything, but you do hear the birds. You see the squirrels, and you recognize wildlife. So, you may roll me an insight check.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, I have
Pick the right one.
+2. Oh, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, to your thing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
11.
With your passive insight, since you're full of like trash, you get the feeling that you are currently safe. Nothing's going to ambush you on the road since you see these animals and the birds. You're not sure, but you get the feeling.
We're good. Keep moving.
And you guys want to talk to each other? You want to do anything else, or you want to keep going on this road?
Let's keep going.
What's with the mask? Calavar says up to Columbus.
Mask?
You have a skull mask on.
Oh,
your hair.
yeah.
So do you really look like that? And your character, does your character look like that, or was that just something cool to make?
I thought it was pretty cool to me. I wanted mine to look
If you
like
want
that.
your character to look like that, you absolutely have your character to look like that.
Let's do
But
it
I'm
this
half
way.
elf, though, the fucking skull face.
Intimidation. Let's do it this way. What do people see when they look at your character?
I'll say, how about this? Like, that's what I wear when I go out,
In
When you
combat.
perform.
when I perform.
Sure.
What do you look like now?
What do you look like when you're not performing? Drops the skull mask. Fucking
I
dead
look
metal
like
elf.
I look like a predominantly human with elf ears.
Okay. So you got a little bit of
What's your
scruff
hair
going
color?
on.
What color's your
Black.
skin?
Like a yellow.
Jaundice?
Liver failure?
But I don't know if I can say this, but my liver is made of like steel, so I can never shut down or whatever.
I mean, we can add to the backstory if you want. I want to make some caveats with that though, if you want.
Okay.
So you may have like a enchanted liver, if you will, like it's been implanted with something else.
Mhm.
But I'll make you roll Constitution checks every morning to see if it's working.
See,
But I mean, I can give you benefits to it too, where like you're immune to poison or something. You know,
true.
You can homebrew you something.
I can homebrew you something, but that'll be my caveat: is if I homebrew you something, that you have to roll Constitution rolls every morning to make sure that it's not failing you.
Okay. You said your liver steel? Yeah. Alcohol damages steel.
Oh. All right. You know what? I'll do that.
Okay, so we'll say it's there. I'll homebrew something tonight for you, but roll me the Constitution check for the day then.
D20.
Yeah.
What if? We're in the evening, right?
Yeah, but we just found out you have an enchanted steel liver. What do you want?
He just points. It's made of steel.
All right. You say Constitution, right?
Constitution.
13.
Okay, so you feel pretty good today. You're a little nauseous, kind of feels like indigestion. You don't think anything bad's going to happen, but you know that if you eat the wrong thing, you drink the wrong thing, it could be bad for the people around you, or it could be bad for the people being yourself. Think lactose intolerance.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
What kind of clothes you got on? Does that look like your character?
Let's see. Where,
You gotta...
I forgot what it looks like. Bear with me. Get a picture.
What do we see?
Here it is. Oh yeah. So I didn't have enough time to take off my performance gear. I slept in it the other night
So it's wrinkled.
with a little wrinkled and a little smelly. It still's got what's that wench's name again?
Brigitte.
Bridget.
Brigitte, yeah. Bridget.
Bridget still got her nasty ass
Clap on your
smell.
pants.
But I will make sure to wash these robes as soon as we get to the inn.
Please do.
I mean, I don't smell as bad as.
I bathed, alright?
He bathed.
And
Oh, you
I
did?
cleaned my gear.
Oh. All right.
You're the stinky one in the group now.
Oh,
Some nice panties on too.
You have to have that supervisor stinky boy talk one of these days.
I smell like unadulterated.
Oh, gross.
All right.
Okay. So what type of equipment are you wearing? Do you have on like leather armor, or do you have a rapier? What do you got? What do they see?
I have a very light leather armor.
Okay.
With like leather,
Fawn braces.
forearm braces with cloth gloves, cloth pants, and boots.
Have they see an instrument strapped to you anywhere?
They see a
Lute.
yeah, that thing strapped to my back,
Okay.
and a crossbow
On your hip.
on my hip,
I like
along
crossbow.
with 2 daggers on each side.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what you guys see when you look in. Where's your skull mask?
My skull mask is in. Do I have a pouch?
You can see you have a pouch even if it's not there. It's
Okay, I have a pouch
okay. So it's
Yeah,
in
but-
your bag on your hip. Okay.
where I keep all my belongings.
So that's what you guys see,
Oh, your pouch stuff.
Pouch.
including that anti-clap medicine you had before.
I can have that in my inventory, right?
You drank all of it.
Oh, I did.
It was-
Okay.
You had to.
Yeah.
Oh,
you had
okay.
to.
So can I say, or I would have to have it in my inventory, right? To say like if I have like a flask.
Yes. Currently, we'll say you don't have one since you didn't have one to start.
Okay.
You do have a water. You have a water skin though, so you do have water with you. You just don't have a flask of alcohol.
Okay. So as Calabar starts questioning my my appearance, I take a swig of the water, and I look at displeasure at the canister and said, "It would have been better if this was tequila."
Okay. I like it. Respond as the I will.
Young
bar.
kids and their alcohol.
Typical bard.
So, what do they see when they look at you, Calabar?
Yeah, Calabar has got silver hair tied back into a low pony, pointy elf ears, fair skin, wearing a blue traveling tunic with like very low pro shoulder pauldrons. Not like the big fucking huge ones, but the ones that just kind of sit on the shoulders a little bit, and they kind of come down and connect into the front, into like a low portion of the tunic. Let's see, make sure. Yeah. He no longer has his shield. He's not carrying a shield. He's got a mace, like, upside down on his back. Not a huge mace. It's kind of like a half mace, I guess. Or not a super long mace. You just barely see, like, the pommel down on his side, or up top, and the head down the. It's like not rusted, but it's like a dirty silver, not quite like gunmetal type color. And just regular traveling, like brown pants and like black boots. He's got like a satchel on his side that when he came over to heal you, when you came to, you noticed that he was putting like a small little book back into his little pouch afterward. Keeps his little components and such.
Is this book like a book of like spells or something? Or is it just like a...
Yeah, this is, well, since you asked, and he opens the flap, reaches in, pulls out a book. It looks like a really worn, leather-bound, like notebook. That's like really creased and starting to, like the tan leather is starting to like crack and stuff. And the pages on the inside are like super worn, so it's like really thick, but it's like pressed together. And when you hold the end, like the edge of the pages like flap over top. It's not like super nice. It's super old. And he like flips through it. And he's like, the way I healed you, I couldn't use my clerical powers that I once had before the cataclysm. I turned to wizardry to try to gain some arcane magic back so I can still heal. So I have to use these spells, and he kind of flips through them. And there's verbal, somatic, and some have material components that I have to use that I normally wouldn't. So if you see me do weird hand things, it's a wizard thing. It's not really a cleric thing. But this is what I use for my magic now, I guess, since gods went away. And he like shoves it back into his little pouch.
And as you say that, the amulet on your chest starts to shimmer a little bit on the back.
What were you saying?
If I was going to be the bard that I am, I'd be like, first of all, I'd be like, thank you for, would I say revive me or saving me?
Yeah, whichever one you want.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Reviving me. And if I may, or being the bard that Columbus very cooked is, I would hope to learn some of these spells from you.
Yeah, we could try to work something out. And he thinks, and he puts his hand like absentmindedly on his little satchel. He says, most of them are cleric-y in nature, but I think there might be a few. Might be some that you might. Yeah, we could do something. Maybe. Looking at the god in the sky, if that's ever going to be a possibility. You wanted me to roll something?
If you want to roll a religion
Yeah.
check, you can.
Okay.
It's up to you.
My religion is just like -4. I don't know. What is it? Oh, +2.
We're going to say you guys pulled this off the signpost, so whoever wants to hold it, get it and hold it so you guys can reference it wherever you want.
Oh.
Yeah, smell it. It smells like coffee.
It does.
Does it really?
Freshly
Yeah.
baked coffee.
That's how I make those handouts. I use coffee grounds.
Oh my god. That smells so good.
22.
Okay, so you recognize that shimmer behind the amulet. Are you looking behind the amulet, or?
Yeah, just kind of as we. I wait a couple seconds until the conversation's a little done, and then kind of like.
Okay, so you see the symbol of Lunatari, the white moon, cresting in the center with the circle in the center of the white moon. And you hear in the back of your voice Lunatari say,
Red moon.
The red moon, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can.
Thank you. You hear say in the back of your head, you have the abilities you once did. The components are nice, but you no longer need to hide unless you want to.
Calabar will just kick a couple rocks and give an inward nod.
Okay. And then she just says,
I don't know what an inward nod looks like. But. And he'll just think in his head. He says, I have to see this through. I've pledged myself to follow your ways. It wouldn't suit your followership or your honorage or something for me to quit now.
And she'll just say, I am with you. Remember, I normally don't choose a prophet, but now I have one on this plate.
You guys, I'm a prophet. I am the chosen one.
It's true though, because Lunatari doesn't choose them. So you're probably the only one she's actually chosen to give clerical arts to.
You guys, I'm kind of a big deal.
Oh, are you telling us that?
No, you guys aren't aware of it.
Oh, okay.
No, Calabar wouldn't even think that. It would actually make him more reserved a little bit, knowing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do anything else?
Calabar will just keep walking beside the cloak.
Okay.
I was gonna say, well, Calabar, if you're done roasting my getup, wait.
It is a bardish fashion.
How bardly of you.
It's all a show. But all these guys are in the back, I'm assuming, right, in the wagon? Or you're on the other side, right?
He's on the opposite side. You're in the front next to Derek. They're in the back.
Yeah, just
See,
in the
while I
back.
was taking a poop, I dozed off a little, so I wasn't talking.
Just lost in thought. Rubbing my beard.
And Derek there is just looking at us, right, without saying
He's
anything.
got an awestruck appearance. He's occasionally throwing out questions about your weapons and the adventures you've been on and battles you've fought and won, battles you've fought and lost. How badly you've got your butt kicked by unknown creatures before.
I'll tell him,
all those things.
Columbus the cook will cut him off and say, how about we keep this talking at a minimum and make sure that we keep our eyes on the prize, and once we return and have all these free food and free drinks, I will humor you with the story of how I almost got my cheeks clapped and ran through, along with all the other adventure stories.
Derek kind of bows his head quietly and kind of glances around, officially a little embarrassed that he's been asking too many questions and annoying the adventurers he's starting to look up to.
Okay, now I feel bad.
That was the conversation. You guys want to do anything else?
Let's look to these guys.
If you guys want to
I'm
conversate,
kind of dozed off now. Using this chance to take a little
nippy
cat
nap.
nap.
If you would like to use it as a singular short rest for yourself, you can use a single short rest
I
for
didn't
yourself.
really-
and hit back.
I don't really do anything.
Okay.
So, just conserving my energy.
Did you bring a case?
What, beer?
Mm.
I did not, but there is beer.
Who brought Guinness?
There's
Me?
Guinness. That's
There's
still in
Guinness?
there. Yes,
Guinness
dude.
is still in
I
there.
forgot you came here buzzed last week, so you didn't drink as much.
Brought 2 6-packs 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit!
And then
There's
you
still
still
a
have
6-pack in there.
They're still
Appreciate it,
cooking.
man. I'm sorry.
They're still cooking.
I'm a little parched. The real life Columbus needs a drink.
Okay, so if you guys are
Which one did you
wanting
want, Jim?
to continue transiting, whoever,
Yes.
Yep.
we'll have you roll a survival check this time.
Alright. With advantage? Because
Depends on
A little
anybody
parched
helping you. I
too.
mean, you could have
I
advantage
do-
just
I-
for
I do have
him
advantage.
playing before, but it depends on if he's still playing after the interrogation from Calabar.
I do have advantage though, man.
Do you have advantage naturally? Then yeah. If you have natural advantage, then roll advantage.
Yeah, alright.
Thank you.
I think it's only certain.
Depends on what's your. Is it for your background?
I don't know where this came from.
Okay,
It
I'll
should
get
be
it
in
good.
features. It'll say
I'm looking.
in your background features.
So first
You
one
have
was
advantage on
12.
survival checks for a specific reason or during a specific situation.
15. So 17
Yeah.
plus 2. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
15 plus 2.
An official bug.
I don't see anything in here about how you have advantage on that.
My screen shows.
I'm looking at your abilities. 1 second.
Sorry.
Where's it from?
Labyrinthian Recall.
Oh, for labyrinth stuff. You both should have that, actually.
It's an
Yes.
advantage on navigating or tracking, is what it is.
Is that right?
So we'll say currently, if you are leading this current portion of the leg of the travel, we'll consider it navigation.
Okay.
But in the future, it's navigating or tracking is what you get advantage on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you click the A, it
Yes.
pops up with the reason you have advantage.
Advantage to navigate or track.
In fact, you should have it as well because you also have
Yeah.
Labyrinthian Recall.
I'm just in the back, so
Yeah.
I haven't done
The
anything.
game guide your group through frozen wastelands, identify signs, quicksand, other natural hazards. Okay. So my last one was 15 plus 2, 17.
Okay, so you guys make it to the carts. You don't run into any issues on the road. What would you guys like to do? You guys pack up bodies? What you want to do?
Yeah. Start grabbing bodies.
Yeah, just hoist them up.
Okay, so you're hoisting just the bodies. You leaving anything behind?
Well,
Did you guys
buying
already
that
loot
axe.
the 2 dragonkin? Or not dragonkin, but did you guys already loot those?
The Draconians? Honestly, you guys didn't even check any bodies. The only one who checked the body was Calabar, and he picked up the Warhorn and left the rest.
I say we can check those.
We'll take them with us, I guess.
The dragon or
The dragon things.
Yeah, you got
Or-
your
or
characters
Wizard.
don't know them as Draconians, but tabletop talk, they're Draconians.
dragonians.
The lizard-looking folk that we killed earlier.
Yeah, you can go. You guys. Y'all's kills. So.
I would say
Automatic.
we'll take the bodies with us, and just in case, so we
These
figure
things
out what they
fucking
are.
Cut up. You destroyed them. Cut their heads off. Cut their fucking wings off.
You stomped on their skulls like.
Split their skulls. Like
It's
I
an
mean, we can.
autopsy gone bad.
Yeah, we'll bring back pieces of them. I guess. You cut their heads. Just
I
cut
don't
their heads.
understand you. Show me more.
So you're saying that we're gonna bring both of the defeated.
Draconians.
The ones that are most intact.
I mean, they're both
Yeah.
missing heads and have giant
Yeah.
hack marks through the middle.
Yeah.
So
They're pretty.
they were barbarically
mangled.
So
butchered.
looking at them,
They're
do they have
mangled.
any markings or sigils or clasps that signify anything that we could take back instead?
You guys roll me an investigation check. Might find out. Who all is investigating corpses? If you were checking corpses, roll me an investigation check, please.
I'll
Yes.
investigate. Shoot.
I'll
I'm just putting him in the
investigate.
wagon.
I'm already
the
holding
knights in the
him.
wagon.
That's not right.
Investigation.
I'll
Um,
help him with however I
we'll
can.
say
My
that
little tiny
you
dwarf
picked
buddy.
up the axe and you're carrying it on you, so I'll let you
Very
add to
nice.
inventory. 1 sec. I need to get my fucking
Yeah,
mouse.
18, man. 18.
Oh, word? I got 17.
Add
Plus 2.
the Solemnic War Claw to your inventory. If it's not called the Solemnic War Claw, there's an axe or something in there, or Solemnic axe or some shit.
Oh, another question. Did we already check the corpses for
I'm
gold?
just
You guys, the only person who investigated any corpses was him, and he picked up the Warhorn and left the axe. That was it.
Yeah, that was last session, but we're all investigating the rest of the bodies now.
Okay.
So,
So I already rolled the investigation, so that would be towards that too?
if you guys are all investigating corpses,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
So, what did you guys roll for that?
I rolled a 17?
Yeah, you did.
Uh,
Matt, what'd you roll?
I got
Solemnic Knight's
18.
Great Axe is what you're looking for. In
Yeah.
But I thought you had the modifier.
Thank you.
Yeah, plus 2.
Okay. What was that? I'm sorry.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
18.
17.
Did you
Oh,
roll?
I didn't know.
Okay.
I was
So,
helping him with
They're
the
cuddling
bodies.
in the back.
like normal, the druid likes his
I'm rubbing
minotaurs.
his- rubbing his horns.
Which horn?
now
He
his-
currently has 3.
What?
Which one?
You are now his teddy bear.
Yes.
I'm one with nature.
Turns into a cat and her daddy.
Hold my butt.
Oh shit. Okay, so you don't find anything on the Draconians' bodies except for a sigil on their armor. You would recognize the sigil. You guys would not. If you want to roll me a religion check, I can let you guys figure out what that is. On the knights, you find 2 longswords. He's picked up the axe off the one knight. He has the other knight. The leader knight that looked to have more intricate armor is already the bed of the wagon. The other 2 knights, their armor is beyond repair. It's not usable. You could probably take the armor and sell it for scrap, but that's about it. Yeah, that's all you guys really find. Because last week somebody else took the rest of the stuff.
And there was nothing on the Draconians though, like in their pockets after you run their pockets.
They don't have pockets. All that they have on a cloak and they have on like half plate armor. You recognize this. You see a symbol on the plate armor. Unless you guys roll me a religion check, you don't know what the symbol is though.
No
weapons.
Anyone who looks so be the three of us can roll
Yeah.
religion.
I'll roll religion.
You would recognize it, but you're not sure. So if you roll me the religion check, you'll be sure.
Can we roll a religion check as well, or
Cloudy. Yeah. Roll it.
yeah, going because we're the ones investigating as
Yeah.
well.
If you're investigating and you want to know what the symbol is.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
17.
Okay. I got 17 plus 2, so 19.
Let's see if I can pull this up. Oh, sorry guys, I'm trying to find something I didn't save earlier because I didn't think I was going to need it, but now I need it. So you see a symbol for the goddess Tekesis. It's which he recognizes instantaneously as the Dragon Queen, leader of the evil gods pantheon. He understands that. You guys do not currently.
Okay.
This is a symbol of Tekesis.
Who's that?
Tekesis is the leader of the Dragon Army. Thinking back, if I'm not mistaken, is that what Calabar would know?
Calabar wouldn't know that. He would only know that she's the leader of the evil pantheon and that she is the Dragon Queen. Currently, you guys don't
Okay,
know about the
yeah.
Dragon armies.
I'll put that in
Yeah,
there.
that.
Yeah.
That.
Heard that.
I was. I don't know.
Dragon Queen, huh?
Well, didn't the prelude say something about armies? Calabar would know that the armies were there.
Calabar knows that something happened to the forest that he's from.
The
Was it
Sylvanesti
Sylvanesti?
campaign.
He knows that something happened,
And the
and he
rest
knows that
of
there was
the
an
wars.
evacuation.
Okay.
The rest would be rumor, because unless you fought in the battles.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. So yeah, he doesn't think that
Yeah.
some evil pantheon chick.
Is she
Uh,
dead?
Historically, though, being studied, you would know that she led the initial armies
That's what I was-
way before the Cataclysm.
Yeah.
You would know that. Yeah, you know that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
So the one on the far left,
That one.
that is the symbol of Tekesis. And that is the symbol emblazoned on their armor.
Is there any way that we can remove that?
It's
Sits
embossed in the armor. You could take the armor off, probably sell it for scrap. But
You kind of want to show it to Becklin.
Yeah.
so
Let's take the armor.
I mean, the body's already fucking in pieces, so we might shake it off, the torso just falls out.
I mean, since you mentioned that, come on, one second. I'll make something just to say. Okay, so a lot of this armor has giant blade marks through the middle of it. You know, hack marks. It's tore up. It's not really usable. It could be good scrap. Maybe you guys want to take it and chop it into steel pieces for currency, or sell it for steel pieces.
So we're not trying to use it. We're just going to
No,
show
we're just trying
Becklin
to
the
show
symbol.
her that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that armor's tore the fuck up. So the only reason you can barely recognize the symbol, but you recognize it as Tekesis
Is it repairable?
is anybody proficient in Smith's tools?
I am.
I'm sure a smith is.
Right?
I am, I believe.
Are you? You're proficient in Smith's tools?
So,
You would need a forge, and you need a tool.
You'd need a forge and time and material.
okay.
Probably cost more
Probably not
to
worth
fix
it.
it than
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
buy a new one.
I'd be like, okay, well, we could show this to Becklin and keep it for in case we would need it if we want to
And stone cutting.
use it to
Well,
our
stone
advantage.
cutting is different. Is it stone cutting or are you
it's
basic?
tool, I'm
We're
tool
gonna, like,
proficient
In
in
what?
stone cutting.
Okay.
If
Tool
I don't know,
proficiency
like
in
if we're gonna like
Smith's
maybe like
tools.
sneak
So
in
you
to see
could
what's
repair
going
armor if you
on.
wanted to, but it
But I
would
know
probably
that
take a
Yeah,
while.
just wouldn't.
Yeah.
We're
We'd
not
have
gonna
to
look
carry it
alike.
around with us,
Yeah.
though.
We can't like keep it somewhere in town.
We can leave it with Becklin.
We can do that. What do you think? Because I'm just throwing up in the air because I don't know. Because I'm thinking like we can use that as a disguise, and I have the what is it?
Gotta get you some wings, huh?
Oh, they're all lizard people, huh?
Draconian.
Like Joe Biden.
They
Is
smack
this
smack.
Joe Biden?
This is Joe Byron. Joe Byron.
No, that's
You
a
know
Psychon.
Ispin too?
Yeah. That's a Psychon, my bad.
He's
They're
old
used to
enough.
smelling hair together, you know.
Yeah.
So alright, so what do we took the armor.
Yeah, if you guys wanted to, you could probably take the bodies back with you as well.
Take it
Whatever we can.
as a trophy.
You're the only person that I know that does that. Every
It's only
time
an athletics
I do
check.
it.
So are you ripping it out, or are you trying to gently pry it out?
I don't do it now.
Athletics. If you're gonna rip it out of its face, athletics.
Take a rip his
Yeah,
what? His
take it.
horn?
He wants to take a
Is
tooth.
that one of the thick tungsten ones?
Natural one.
Natural one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you man, this is gonna be great. So you grab this draconian's tooth to rip it out of its mouth, okay, and you pull so hard that your hand slips off the tooth and slams into the other one and stabs through your hand.
Ouch.
That's what's up, man.
Let's see here.
How much damage?
You take 3 points of piercing damage.
He's like, I'm dead. He's like, oh. Falls over.
Are you still there rubbing his horn?
He's over there just stroking his horn.
What TikTok video was that? About the staying alive? That she hits her back?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the exact noise
I can see the memes. Oh, by the way, guys, if we're not playing and you guys want to meme the shit out of these games, I'm totally down. There's a channel for
We
it.
have a meme channel.
Oh, yeah.
Go for it. So yeah, you stab yourself on the other fang. Is anybody else trying to do anything else with these bodies? Mutilation, of course, is totally welcome. Apparently,
Kick his head. I'm done with it.
Are you sure you want to do that?
No, I
Stabs his
can't. Rip my toe on his helmet.
Did you know? He actually broke his toe.
That's exactly why I said it.
So I'm pretty sure the hoof would be alright.
Okay. So,
Right? Yeah, hooves.
what do you guys want to do now? As far as you guys, have you loaded all the bodies, or are you still loading bodies?
We
Meanwhile,
spent the time to load them all up.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Darrett's
Yeah,
watching you
pockets,
guys
yeah.
ruffle through the pockets of these corpses and stab yourself on strange lizard people teeth, and he doesn't want to say anything because Columbus has made him feel embarrassed for talking too much. But you can see him kind of turn flush. He's like, I didn't know we messed with the dead.
Derek, come here. Help me with this.
And Darrett looks at you and goes, I don't want to rifle through a knight's pockets.
Help? No, this isn't the Knights.
Are you with the
Standing
Draconians?
by- Yeah, help me with this.
So he looks at
It's
the
the
lizard and he goes,
armor.
what the hell is that?
Yeah, do you see that? And he'll point to like a big slash, like the head is like hanging on, and it's like like barely headless neck. What do you suppose that is?
And Darrett just looks at it and he goes, he's like, that
No.
looks like fresh meat, boys.
Fresh meat.
Yeah.
He's back on the menu, boys. Calavar will put his hand around Derek, turn him around, and walk him back to the wagon and say, "You know, we really don't mess with the dead. However, if anyone else were to get a hold of anything that any of these knights or these creatures have on them, it would probably not be beneficial to us. So we don't leave anything usable."
And Darrett, he looks at you, nods a little bit, and goes, that's what Becklin teaches too, but she never taught us to strip them before we put them in the wagon.
Well, I don't have control over other people.
And he turns to
Sometimes
the
you have to do for the betterment of the people that you're with.
as you see someone trying to put on the fucking armor.
Just trying to see if they're packing it out. Yeah.
And he kind of nods and he's like, okay, well, this is the way real adventurers do it. He grabs the legs of this draconian and starts dragging towards the wagon.
You might want to get the upper half too. Because it's just the legs.
The head's just tick, 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 tick. And
I'm
he
just
just
trying to impart some street knowledge into this kid.
And he's just the whole time he's moving this mangled, slightly folding apart body back.
Yeah,
to the
you'll
wagon.
never get over that.
And we also, Diet goes over to the back of the thing that was wrecked.
Wagon?
The wagon that was wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still stuff back there, correct? Because he
What else would you take?
just took only like.
Do you only take the gold or you take everything?
Or did you take everything in the back of the wagon?
I think I only took the gold. And there's some.
So if you
I took 2 rations.
okay, so from what he found before, I'm not going to make you guys roll for it because he already knew and he'd probably tell you. You would tell them or no?
Yeah.
Okay. There were 3 longswords, 8 days of food and water for one person, and 40 gold. But he took the gold, so you guys don't know about that. He just blanked it while you were all distracted. It's up to him if he shares it. However, the 3 longswords and now 6 days of food and water are left, which is 6 rations.
So we could split the. So I found some. Dia goes over to the wrecked wagon and he starts to ruffle through the back of it. Like there's 3 long swords and 6 days of rations. Would you like to? How would you guys like to distribute this, or should we just put it in the back of the wagon? Declan could definitely use the 3 long swords.
Oh, there's 6 of us there, and there's 6 rations.
No, there's only 5 of us.
No, but
I mean,
6 including the
Including Derek. The Derek's not going to take any of this stuff. Derek feels uncomfortable already that he's moving dead corpses and stripping bodies. He's not going to feel comfortable looting a wagon now after an ambush on Islamic Nights.
Okay.
Say we just transfer everything from this wagon to the new one and get it back to town.
So Dia begins to pick up the rations and the long swords.
Is anything in the or part of the wagon salvageable?
The wagon is completely broken down. The wheels are popped off. There's giant hack marks from the weapons of the Draconians laying there. There's nothing you can salvage off this wagon. Unless you want to make a club, you could probably fasten a club out of a piece of length of wood, but that's about it.
Okay, so yeah, I went ahead and moved all the rest of the rations and stuff, the long swords to the new wagon.
So go ahead and mark that in your inventory, or somebody mark it in their inventory as that being in there, because if it doesn't exist when you guys get back, it officially got left there.
Do you want to do that? Are you putting that in? Wait, do we all put it in our inventories? Or
One person, just one person.
Somebody with that laptop. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's a rule that I played by and I learned from him, so you can blame him. If you guys are given an item, or you find an item and you don't actually mark it in your inventory, if it's not something you could put in your inventory, it doesn't exist if it's not there and we look for it later.
Okay.
It evaporated into nothing or got left where it was. So,
Okay, so I'm going to put 6 days of rations into my backpack.
if you want, you don't. I wouldn't say you need to put them in your backpack. If you put them in the wagon, just mark it in your notes at the bottom of your inventory.
Scroll all the way down. Go back to your regular inventory. Scroll all the way to the bottom. See how it says.
What kind of weapons are longsword?
Yeah, at the very bottom there should be notes.
You can just write in stuff.
That's a lot more
Yeah,
convenient.
yeah, because if you
In
add
the
it to your
wagon, 6 rations.
because if you add it to your inventory,
So it's like a donut.
then
Oh, yeah,
you take on the encumbrance from those items.
Okay.
So I don't want you to deal with the encumbrance, so I just have you mark it and note it that you guys put it in the wagon.
6 rations.
Calabar will walk over to one of the wagon wheels, pick it up, and say, Derek, this is the next lesson. And he'll take the wheel, walk over to the woods, and just toss it into the woods where you can't see it anymore. That way no one can move the wagon if they try to put it back together.
And Derek just kind of nods. He goes, "You've been around a while, haven't you?"
Too long.
And Derek goes, "I really want to ask how old you are, but I might get yelled at again, so I don't know."
You're asking elf how old they are.
Thought that was just women.
Elves can be women too.
Explains so much. I have to ask Becklin about this later.
She'll probably tell you.
She's just gonna go fucking Caliber. Okay. You guys doing anything else at the wreckage site or the ambush site?
Nope.
Okay. So, how are you guys getting back into the wagon? There's officially 5 corpses in the back of this wagon. So you can try and squeeze in among the dead bodies. You know, feel free. However,
Cloth we can throw over all these.
we'll say that there was some type of like
Fabric
sheet
or
or
something.
fabric in the back that you can cover the bodies with.
Yeah, probably do that. So
Go
it
for
doesn't
it.
scare the townspeople on the day of funeral and
Hashtag worth it.
nonsense.
So yeah, if you guys want to do that, you can cover the bodies. But I would argue to say that if someone wants to ride on the wagon with Derek, it would have to be in the front. there may not be enough space for somebody in the back unless they're below 5 feet and are comfortable sitting on dead bodies.
Look at me. They're not going anywhere. I'll walk on the
With
sidewalk.
nature.
Yeah.
Walking
It's
back.
part of nature.
Yeah, just walk. Caliber will walk.
Okay.
I'll walk
So
on the left side.
what's the marching order? If somebody can.
I will ride in front with
Darrett.
Darrett.
Okay.
Again.
I'm
Oh.
walking on the left.
Okay. Front left, back left.
Front left.
Well, I guess I'll be back left.
Back left. He's bigger and scarier.
Yeah, I'll be
Sounds good.
Back left.
Front left, back left. Got it. So where are you guys at in this group?
Be front right.
Okay.
I'm just trailing the wagon.
Okay. Sounds good. Who is going to be navigating for me then?
Derek.
Darrett's so torn by just watching these bodies fall apart while he's putting them in the wagons. He's too distracted to navigate properly.
So you say navigate. We all know our way back, right?
You would know the way back, yes, but when I say navigate, I mean you would be the one primarily doing the perception checks, and you would be doing the survival checks for getting from that location back to the next location.
I'll do it.
You'll do it.
Okay. A D20 roll for survival, please.
Please don't do one.
If you're currently navigating, I think you have advantage with labyrinth.
Right.
Eventually, I'm going to stop calling that stuff, though, so if you guys have advantage on something and you don't roll advantage, I didn't know anything, sorry.
No.
I don't know how I know.
A 9.
It has
Nine?
it has
Okay. You make it about a third of the way back. The wind kind of picked up, it started to rain just a little bit, but it's not enough to waylay your guys' way back.
You don't have advantage on anything.
So you guys have about another 45 minutes worth of travel, and you should be
You don't
there.
have advantage. Sweet.
Easy to remember.
But when you told me I had an advantage,
So you had it. So an ability, like a feature of your background or something, can give you an advantage on something in a certain situation, like his, right? Specifically only for survival and trying to find his way through things because of his labyrinth background, right? Or from that, right? The reason you got it is because someone else assisted you in doing it.
Yeah. So
okay.
if you get it because of a situation happening in game, I'll tell you have advantage. Otherwise, you can have abilities, feats, skills that give you advantage.
Okay, my bad.
But you're good. No worries.
The more you know.
And that's how D&D goes.
Having fun isn't hard when you got a library card.
Shit.
Feeling more stupid, bro.
Okay. Would somebody else who's now navigating or in the front like to roll me a survival check for the rest of the way? Or if you guys would like to talk amongst yourselves, feel free.
Am I up front? Or is
I can go survival.
You're in front, so
go
is
ahead.
Columbus the Cooked.
Oh yeah, I'm
I'm
back.
let me roll first.
Okay. Do you want to use my die or do you want to use your die? I was gonna say so you don't have to go all the way back since you're going up to the fucking
I'll just
toilet.
use this.
Okay.
You walked further doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, I just put it on here.
2
Oh.
and a 5. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
these written.
What's your modifier? I'll look at. I got you.
Plus 2.
Cooked.
That's written, man.
It's +2. So he got it. Oh, it was a 15, not 5. So 17. You guys make it all the way back to the gates of Vogler, and up the hill. Well, you get to the gates, and Darrett stops and he looks at you guys and says, "Okay, I think I can get this back up to Becklin from here. If there's anything you guys would like to do in town, feel free. The festival starts tomorrow. We know there's going to be a fishing tournament, and there's going to be this big epic reenactment of the Battle of High Hill. It's going to be awesome. There's really good food here. If you guys go to the Fish Bowl, they have the best fish food, and you can find in the whole region of Kalaman. Yeah, there's some shops. Do whatever you guys want to do, but I think we have like 2 hours before dusk, and that's when the funeral for Ispin is. So you guys might want to be there in time.
Where is it at? Where is it being held?
It's on your guys' adventure hook, but it's inside the brass crab.
Oh, that's right.
That's why your room and board is being paid for.
It's inside the
There you
brass
go.
crab.
It's inside the brass crab.
Where is the brass crab?
If you look on the map, it is the one building that kind of looks like a crab on the wharf. Right there.
Oh, that thing.
That one. That is the brass crab.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the brass crab.
Okay.
We start
I hear the
getting
jokes are free.
cooked now.
I, keeping in mind of what
Calmar.
Should we go
Calabar.
bathe in the ocean?
You're gonna go jump in the
You
water.
comment. I
You'll
just
get it. You'll get it.
Calabar was telling me earlier. I head to the shops to acquire new clothing before I head back to the crabs place.
to the brass crab.
Wait,
Yeah.
were we supposed to go get our monies?
You guys assume that Becklin will pay you later
Okay.
because she's got to take care of the bodies first.
Right.
So
Derek, don't forget to show her the armor from the creature.
and he goes, I don't think I can forget to show her the army, the insignia on the armor. That was quite a trip.
Just
Trying
every
to
day
take-
for adventures. You sure you want to be one?
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what. I'll remind her if I can play with your sword next time. Let me hold it just one time. And I'll
Oh,
make
word?
sure.
Say
You
pause.
can hold my sword anytime you'd like.
And so he holds out his hands for your weapon.
Calabar just turns and walks away, and what Derek sees is only a mace on his back.
Derek goes, fuck, he had the wrong weapon. God damn it.
He's talking about the other sword.
As Kyle turns red. Okay, so, and then Derek just kind of not realizing you had a mace because he got too excited about
You
weapons.
got a job to do. Go do it.
So, and then with that, he takes it
Calabar
up the
doesn't even
hill.
turn around. He just keeps walking.
And whatever you guys want to do, you can do. You said you want to jump to the ocean.
Yes.
Okay, so are you like, doing it off the coast up here? You going down to the wharf? Like, what are you guys doing?
Right over here by the crab.
Okay, so do you want to go to the crab first? Because the crab has a built-in wharf behind it, whereas the funeral's going to be.
Oh.
So,
I think I'll go to the other side.
Okay.
So I don't disturb.
Okay.
Like I'm over here.
Okay.
From up here.
So are you jumping in? You just
Just gonna walk in.
just gonna walk in. All right. Yeah. So you taking a bath, or you just want?
Both.
Okay. So yeah, we'll say you hopped in the water and you found a magical piece of soap that just came out of fucking nowhere. Started scrubbing your Minotaur self.
Very
Very clean. So while he's doing that, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I went to some clothing place, whatever, because I was made fun of with my clothing.
Okay, so down here, if you read that, it'll talk
Offense
about a
film.
market stall. I gotta find it. Yeah, it says that Frostwind has all sorts of items available for sale, and he has intricate bone-made, like bone sculptures in the shapes of animals. And this one's like for the Kingfisher Festival. He's currently making kingfishers. It says if you're looking for any goods, mundane goods, so non-magical, to go find him on the docks, and he'll be selling.
At the
throughout
docks, you
festival.
said?
Yeah, so the market is here along
Okay.
the wharf. This is the wharfmonger. What is it? I didn't find that. Fucking thing. This is the wharf finger's office itself here. That is where you guys would need to go if you like had a boat or you're trying to register as merchants. Okay.
Okay.
This is the market. I need to pull up the map so I can see it too. When I'm telling you guys.
Do you have the labeled one?
I do. That's what I'm trying to look at so I can say it right.
Calabar will join Columbus down to the market stalls.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys, I'll point out that this is later, but for the moment you guys don't know what that is because it's not listed. So you have the brass crab, you got the wharfinger's office, which is here. You got the wharf, the market, the mayor's home is here. The village circle with the giant oak is in the center here. The fishbowl is here. Those are the main locations, and of course you have Thornwall Keep at the top up here. You can move that there.
I think I'm going to go in here.
In the
Just
forest
attune with.
with nature. You try and talk with Chislev, or you just talking to nature in general?
Just nature.
Okay. If you'd like to take a short rest, you can. We'll just sit here enjoying yourself. And
I'm just tuning myself because I know it's going to be a long, sad, or somber, but at the same time we're going to cherish the
roll me a nature check.
friend that we have.
I keep wanting to.
Yeah.
Keep wanting to do it.
Nature +2,
Get there eventually.
5.
So you sit there and you kind of try to woo-saw yourself into the moment. And you're like meditating on nature, and it comes to you a little bit, but not much. You're distracted. You know, Ispin's death weighs heavy on your mind. And you try to calm yourself. You calm down a little bit, but just not enough to be super straight thinking and able to fully prepare yourself for what you're about to have to go do.
Okay.
What would anybody else like to do? You said you're gonna go buy some stuff.
Yep.
Is there a place where I can buy or rent stuff to fish?
Yes, the same market he's going to.
I'll guess I'll go there.
Okay.
Will you go there on your own, or will you go with us
Where are you guys at?
to the market?
We're all going to the
Head
market.
there. Yeah.
Hold hands.
Yeah.
So it does tell you
Okay.
specifically to look for Frostwind, so you guys would understand that you're looking for a guy named Frostwind that runs the market stalls, and it'll probably be the most popular stall in the market currently.
Okay.
What does he sell?
He sells all mundane goods, so non-magical items. He sells little bone sculptures in the shapes of animals, commonly sea serpents, but in the honor of the festival, they are currently kingfishers, which is a type of bird. Yeah, stuff like that.
So,
All mundane goods would be like anything that's non-magical, right?
Non-magical clothing, food, maybe the occasional health potion. I'm not going to say swords and shields because that would be a blacksmith or some type of smithy.
Okay.
He might have like a short sword or something that he's traded for recently since he works right on the wharf.
Okay.
But he's not going to have like a great sword or anything like that, or like a great sword plus one.
Okay.
So it'd be simple stuff that you're looking for. Stuff like that. So if you guys want to head that way, you can.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So while you guys are walking through, you see the people are they're jovial. You know, even though they're about to go mourn Ispin's loss, they're excited for tomorrow. They're setting up decorations. They're prepping food for the next day. The kids are playing in the street and laughing. It's like every old home, like every old town you've ever been to. It feels friendly and home, like somewhere you wouldn't want to leave. So as you guys get towards the wharf, since you're heading that way,
They're family.
Fucking, that was the best part of that campaign. Okay, so as you guys head towards the wharf, you see it's very, very busy. There's people coming in and out, mostly coming in from their day of fishing. Some of them are prepping to go out. You're not sure why yet because it's getting close to dusk. There's empty nets all over, and at the southernmost pier, a centuries-old wooden post bears an eroded carving of a bird with a fish in its mouth. You see many locals rubbing it as they come in and out from their day. Yeah. And then for the market... So at the market, you see that the busy wharf spreads the village market. And amidst this collection of stalls, vendors sell fresh fish, fishing supplies, crafts, the bounty of local farmers, and all manner of mundane equipment. You know that this is where Frostwind has his market, and he sells intricate fishbone puppets, serpent and sea serpent puppets, but he's also selling the Kingfisher for the festival that starts tomorrow.
What's the Kingfisher?
The Kingfisher is it's a type of bird,
Oh,
if
okay.
I'm not mistaken. So I got he flipped to the festival.
Who are we looking for?
Frostwind.
Um,
It's on there.
Yeah, I saw him somewhere.
Calvar will head over to the busiest stall, kind of keeping an eye on him. Does he see fishing poles anywhere?
He'll see them at Frostwind's stall. Yeah. He'll see a nice array of fishing poles stacked up on like a little arms rack,
Oh, it
like a
says,
repurposed like spear rack.
just ask for Ethan.
That's the wrong one.
Ah, damn it.
That's for the fishbowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's a fishbowl.
Ding dong. Oh, a dong.
Ding dong.
That's for the bill.
Goddamn ding dong, not again.
That's for the bell
That's
and
what kids
the.
do.
That ding dong's a menace.
Looking at the fishing rods, the fishing poles, what are there price tags attached?
He doesn't have any tags on anything, but he seems very friendly. He goes, "Oh, welcome to my stall. Got a lot of stuff for sale. You know, we're prepping for tomorrow. Some things are on sale today. Anything you're looking for in particular?"
Well, I don't seem to have a fishing pole, and I'd like to take part tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're going to be part of the fishing contest?
I mean, if we're going to be in town, might as well.
You know, here's someone's going to get crowned the Fisher King of Kingfishers tomorrow. It's going to be great. And he
Good
walks
to know.
over. He walks over to the rack and he points it all and says, "Hey, all these are top-notch rods. I'll tell you what. Today alone, I'll give them to you for 1 gold instead of 2."
said you were looking for one too?
Yes, I am.
Are you looking for one too?
Hold on, before I say yes or no, this whole festival is like a festival, right?
Mhm.
Like there's gonna be music and all that.
There'll be music. There will be food. There will be games. There's a tournament. There's a fishing tournament. There's going to be a big battle reenactment.
Winches.
If I, all right, I'm done. No. if I say yes, will I still have time if I do decide to go and pursue maybe some time on on stage for an act or for a performance
For this night or for the
for
festival?
the festival?
Yes, but you'd have to go to the mayor's office and make sure Raven's cool with it. The mayor.
Or if I do it under the table?
You could just try and perform, but
You won't get paid.
Just start
Get-
busking.
see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try and busk. It'd probably be better if you ask Raven to see if it's okay, because she probably has a lineup. But if you just decide to busk, go for it.
I'll look at. I'll say yes. Forget the D word.
How much would you do for 3 poles?
It'd be 3 gold with the discounts, and it's already half off. Tell you what, you guys seem friendly. I heard you guys brought back some of our fallen comrades. Word spreads quick around here. I'll make it 2 gold for 3 rods. You guys cool with that?
Sure.
Calabar will hand over 2.
Oh, can I?
Nope.
No, right. Because you guys
Get me
don't know-
back later.
Oh, word. Because I honestly have a lot of gold right now.
You can get me back.
Can I somehow fashion
Like 100
a
and
fishing rod with living in the wild that I
127.
Was it
I
for gold or
was able to
in the
fashion
game?
tools, etc. in the wild? Do you think I could fashion
It
Okay.
was for silver.
So,
some kind of fishing rod or some kind of
Well, you have
So-
about the same,
is
right?
You probably could.
instrument?
You'd
No.
have to find like a sapling or a suitable
So
piece
does
of
that
branch. You'd have to
I'm
find the
loaded.
twine. You'd have to find some
Oh,
type
but
of
y'all
metal to
don't
make
know this,
lures.
where's your slip?
It'd probably take you about 2 hours to get everything collected and made.
Oh,
So,
Worth it.
I
up
do.
to you. I mean, you also have 2
Well,
hours.
2 hours until the wake, so
You have 2 hours until the wake, so you have enough time to make it and probably make it to the wake in time. It's up to you.
you know what?
So you're gonna try and do that. So I need you to roll me a nature check to find the wood, the branch.
+2. All right, bitch. 18.
Okay, so you find this perfect little sapling. It just needs you to strip the wood off a little bit. It seems very bendy. It's not too
Oh.
bad. It should be exactly what you need to make a good rod.
Flashlight.
However, you still need to find some type of twine, and you need to find some type of hooks. You're not sure if you can do that with the stuff from nature, but you might be able to if you could find a good vine or some roots to turn into some type of reel or some type of cord.
Go for the.
Come on, you gotta find some cordage. That's like the #1 role, along with fire and food. You gotta get cordage.
If you have rope in your inventory, maybe you could strip down a rope.
Yeah, it's hempen rope, so you could.
Yeah, you could
Slim it
unbraid
down.
the rope and turn it into a line.
Yeah, I have rope hempen 50 feet.
Okay, so we'll say that you use a 10-foot length of rope and you chop it up and you strip it apart to turn it into individual strands. It takes you, we'll say it takes you 25 minutes to do that. So you now have the length of line for your pole, but you still don't have fish hooks or any type of bait.
Well, bait I can find in the soil, ground around.
Give me a nature check if you're looking for some bait.
Fucking A, I am. Let's do this. +2. Come on, you little. 16.
Hey, you find a handful of worms that are eager for being bait. You're just currently holding it in your hand, and they're wiggling around and ready for good times, but you're not sure where to put them.
No, I'm just-
Oh, that's going to quickly.
Nature's pouch.
Prison
I'm
wallet?
prison. Where am I gonna put them? Little bastards, where are you going?
You have a backpack, right?
Yeah.
Pouch is on backpack.
Well, hold on now. I
You
can,
just
I
put
can
them
do a
in your
little. I have mold earth. I can mold the earth into like a ball, or like get the worms in my hand and then mold earth and keep them in
You can try.
a little ball and harden it,
You can
and
try.
then put that into my bag?
You can try and cast Mold Earth and try and do that and see what happens.
So it's a D20.
No, it's just a cast.
Cast?
Just
It's
a,
just a cast. However, I'm going to roll a d20. Okay. That's what's happening. Got it. What'd you roll? No, did you cast?
How do I go to manage spells? What do I do?
no, you just go to
Go to spells and then
Where's
tap
your-
cast.
Mold Earth is just a cantrip.
Okay, it's just a cantrip.
Just a
Okay,
cantrip.
so
It doesn't count it.
you use Mold Earth, and it kind of comes into your hand and forms a perfect ball around the worms, and just kind of. But as it comes in on the worms,
Don't kill the
the
worms!
worms start digging their ways out of this ball of dirt that you've just surrounded them with. So now you have like a ball with little wiggling worms coming out of the ends.
Put that back.
Okay, you have a ball of dirt with worms
I like it.
wiggling out of it in your backpack.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I still need a hook.
Fish hooks, and you guys are still shopping, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So what do you else are you guys looking for at the store? I'm assuming you're going to the store to find fish hooks, correct? Peyton.
Unless you want to whittle down pieces of wood.
I gotta have something in mind. I can make some shit out of.
You were rolling
Columbus,
surprisingly
you
well
said
for
you were
that.
looking for clothes?
I'm just bullshit.
Yes. So I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. So my light leather armor, as well as the undergarments underneath, were colored in a very loud set of colors.
Vibrant appearance.
Yeah, very vibrant. So I wanted to get something more conservative and something for tonight at the funeral.
Say dress.
Are you asking Frostman or are you telling
Well, he's telling me that. We're standing right in front of him, so I kind of look over it.
Frostman looks at you and goes, clothes, huh? We have some stuff. It's pretty basic, just, your hempen garb, nothing too fancy. It's what most of us wear around here. We're just simple fishermen for the most part. I think that, plus some pants, maybe a new pair of shoes, 20 silver, 30 silver.
So if I can't say, could I say do you have what I have on, just like all in black?
Not really, man. We really just have a lot of hempen shirts and some pants and simple cotton garb. Nothing too flashy or over top. It's all just basic wear, man. We're simple peasants here. Like, how flashy are you talking?
Just show me your inventory.
Let's see here. My inventory?
Yeah. Does it say? Oh, you have fine clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it.
So he's looking to buy fine clothes.
Yeah.
He's looking to buy common clothes. Or are you looking to buy fine clothes?
Or common clothes, because they have
Common
common clothes.
Common clothes. Just something toned down a bit.
Fine clothes is like more fancy upper class. Common is like what
what you wear.
everybody else wears.
Okay. So I'll tone it down because I'd say because I didn't have I didn't put it in my backstory, but I'd be like I'm a bard, but I'm also a child of famous bards.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
So you come from nobility.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
So you're a little over the top. Got it.
Which I'm trying to play out.
Yeah.
With my personality,
They don't have stuff like that in this stall.
which
I don't know. It might be that.
which is okay because
This is making
not a
terrain.
Yeah. I don't know.
homie
I was thinking
basically opened up my eyes and made me in check that I'm not really
Trying to shape stone.
don't want to draw too much attention to myself
Find little pebbles.
when I'm not performing.
Try to
Yeah.
shape them.
So while you're sitting here having this conversation with Frostwind,
Possibly.
a young man kind of comes up alongside you and he goes, Frostwind, stop messing with this man. Can't you see he's important? You dull imbecile. Just give him what he wants. And Frostwind looks at him and goes, why can't you just leave us alone, Bakaris the Younger? Nobody wants you here anyway. I'm doing my business. Please leave my stall.
Basically butts in and does that.
And then Bakaris looks back at Frostman and says, you're just nothing but a lazy little lout. You can't do anything right anyway. Just give him what he wants. It's not like your stuff's worth anything anyway.
Loud talk coming from loud clothes there, fella.
And Bakaris looks at you and goes, "What are you going to do about it? Stop me?"
I look at him and be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Are you guys trying to roll intimidation checks, or are you just trying to convince him
I'm
to stop
sorry,
doing
you
shit?
kind of butted into a conversation. It's A and B. See yourself out.
And he looks at you and goes, "You're not worth my time anyway. With your layabout clothes, even your mace is rusted."
That's not rust, friend.
Roll me an intimidation check.
With him there. Did you put your skull mask down?
No, I'm still in the paladin.
Damn it! I was looking for assistance here.
My bad, dog. My bad.
Just say yes.
Oh shit. I'll just say yes. Yeah.
It's like in the military. If someone asks you a question that you've done something, oh, of course I did.
13.
So he looks at you and goes, "You're just so high and mighty with your little elvish ways. Fine, I'll leave, but I won't forget this." And he walks away.
Don't forget it.
He just looks at you and he kind of grabs his sword a little bit, and you can see that like the glint of steel, and then he pushes it back and just walks away.
So who the fuck was that?
You heard the name Bakaris the Younger.
Asking the shopkeep.
Who that
What
Yes.
the
was?
fuck was that?
Yeah. Who? The
So Frostwind looks at both of you and says, "Him and his father, Bakaris the Older, of course. They come from some long line of nobility. They came here recently. They do nothing but disrupt us. They're rude. They're arrogant. They think we're better than all of us. We tolerate them because they have funds and they can help the village pay for things we need. Otherwise, we don't really want them here."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure he'll get his.
And he just looks at you and he says, "If only the gods were around to see it happen."
They can fuck it.
Like a
Fuck it up.
So, and then he looks at you and goes, "So, do you still want those clothes? I'm sorry we don't have anything higher end. You could always ask Bakaris for the clothes on his back, but all we've got is common clothes here, my guy. I'll tell you what. I'll sell you the clothes, but I'll throw in a free Kingfisher." And he holds up one of the little sculptures.
I will accept.
So he tells you, "Okay, it's 25 silver."
Hold on. I don't know how much I have.
What's the equivalent? Is it like
2 gold, right?
2.5 gold.
2.5 gold.
Is that essentially what it is?
I'm
For
thinking
silver,
more
right?
2 silver, 5 copper, but yeah. If you just type 20, oh yeah, no, just do 2 silver, 5 copper. It's fine. It's easier.
2 silver.
5 copper.
5 copper.
There you go.
Um.
This 25 silver would be 2 gold
Yeah,
and 5 silver.
yeah. I just said
So
it
2
backwards.
silver,
Yeah.
5.
I will
2 silver,
tell.
5
I will
copper.
tell him. Frostwind.
Frostwind. Yep.
Frostwind. And is that 2 silver, right?
2 silver, 5 copper.
2 silver, 5 copper. How many coppers to a silver?
10. It's 10 to 1.
10.
So it's essentially $2.50. Think of it like that.
Okay, so 2 gold and 50 cents.
They just put in 5. So you put in 50, you're gonna remove silver.
I'll tell.
Frostwind.
Yeah, homie. That I will. It would be an honor if I pay you $3.
3 silver?
3. Well, 3. I don't have silver. I have gold. Well, I have 3 silver.
Just do, if you're gonna do that, just do 3 silver. It's fine.
3 silver.
Yeah.
Because he's asking for 2 silver.
2 silver, 2.5 silver, really, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
So
Oh,
you're
your gold
just-
is $10. So my bad. I'm stupid. Okay. I will pay. I will give you 3 silver.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cruddy Boy was being an asshat, and you are really doing me a favor.
And he just looks at you, and he kind of, his eyes kind of beam a little bit. And he's a Kendrick. So let me pull up a picture for you guys so you can see it there.
Very short. Very, very short. Very small individual.
Oh shit.
These are Kender. They're very jovial, like halfling-like creatures. They typically have like patchwork clothes, and they always add a patch on a different place that they go to remind them of the adventure. So they're very kind, lovable, like brought around by the gods, little jovial things.
Mm-hmm.
So having a lot of negativity to them isn't always something they want. So he kind of looks at you and he goes, "That's so kind of you, sir. I'll tell you what. Next time you come over here, I'll give you another discount because you know you're doing good by me, so I'll do good by you."
So I'll remove 3 silver.
Yes. And he looks at you guys and says, "You guys must be cool too. You're friends with the bard. Anything else you need?"
What do you got that's free?
"I can't do free, friend."
Take one of those Kingfishers.
"Okay. Tell you what. 2 copper."
I'll give him a silver.
Oh, do I need
Oh.
to add it to my inventory, huh?
Yes, you do need to add it to your inventory.
How the fuck do I manage inventory?
Are we still in the same place?
You guys are still at the same stall, yeah.
We never left. Oh.
You've been there. That's why I was waiting for you to do something for an intimidation check. But I was like,
Oh,
okay, Minotaur
yeah.
just watching.
What was the thing that they gave me?
The clothes?
It was
Okay, well,
common clothes, and you got a Kingfisher.
Yeah, just search clothes and then...
Clothes common?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
How
if you
much
scroll
for
all the way to the
the
bottom
puppets?
of your...
Well, do I put it into
Huh?
a
How much for the
backpack or
puppets?
pouch?
That's what they're buying.
Oh,
2
is
copper.
that thing?
2 copper.
And then you go back to your inventory
Yeah.
and you scroll all the way down.
Mhm.
And then where it says here, just click here.
And just add Kingfisher bone puppet is what it is.
Yep, just add
Oh,
that in
just-
there. Yeah, it's not an actual...
It's not an actual item. It's like a small toy, if you will, or like a figurine.
But I think fishing pole actually is.
Fishing pole should be. It should be fishing supplies. I think is what
Yeah.
it's marked under.
Oh,
While they do this, can I make...
so we bought the.
Try to- Because it also says stone. Can I make a...
A fish hook out of stone.
Fuck yeah.
So
Mold
first
earth.
you'd have to find. He tried mold earth and he literally molded a dirt ball around worms and they came sticking out.
So,
So
according to the cantrip, he has the ability to mold, to
Stone.
shape stone.
if you want to, I'd say yes. However, you have to find a rock face nearby or grab stones from Thornwall Keep that are crumbled, and then mold those into the hooks you need.
Oh, fishing equipment.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna go get...
A piece of stone from Thornwall Keep.
Yeah, why
Okay.
not? It's fallen down already.
So at the base, like, I don't know if I can point to it. Around here, so you're in the woods here, right?
Yeah.
Around here along the base, you find a crumbled stone from the wall of Thornwall Keep, and you are able to use your cantrip and craft 10 stone hooks from it. It's got no feathers on it. It's
About
got
those,
nothing to
fishing
lure the
rods,
fish
right?
in, but you officially have fish hooks.
Fishing rods?
At a fishing
Stone fish
supplies,
hooks.
I believe it's called. Just type in
You know
fish.
what?
You don't need sinkers now.
You know what? I'm resourceful.
Is it
baby.
basic fishing
So-
equipment?
Yep.
Do you have to speak with animal?
Well, other than that, I'm just gonna go to the crab.
Okay.
What was that thing that Darwin?
I'll get to that in a
Darwin?
second. 'cause
Yeah.
this is what it is.
Frostman?
Frostman.
What was that? You said that about the clothes and you gave in like that extra thing. What was that called again?
Okay. Well, it's a
Kingfisher puppet.
Kingfisher bone puppet.
Kingfisher. King?
King
Yeah.
Fisher, one word.
Fisher.
It's so the very top portion of that little newsletter you have
Mm.
says Kingfisher Festival. Kingfisher.
It doesn't show up.
Oh no!
Oh, it's not an item to
It's
add.
not
Add it
an
as a
item, just
note.
add it in your notes, like we talked about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad, I'm bad.
So it's 2 copper, so that means.
I already paid
Oh,
Kingfisher.
for your fishing pole.
I was.
He's
Are you
buying
buying
a
those?
puppet.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
as well. Yes. Where's the silver? So check. Oh, silver. And then add
Okay. So we'll get to yours since they're still doing their thing.
2.
So you come into the front of the brass crab, and you see a variety of people standing around already. It's a lot of commoners and people from Vogler have already begin to gather for the wake, for the funeral. It starts in about an hour. You see a Argothian woman named Yalmi.
Yum.
Yeah, Yalmi. That's the if you know it on the newsletter, you would know her by name. She's the proprietor of the Brass Crab. And she walks up to you and she goes, "Oh, friend, are you here for the funeral too? I don't know your face."
I am. I'm here for Ispin's funeral.
Did he send for you? Or?
Becklin sent for us. For me.
Oh, you're one of the travelers. Okay, we have a room set up for you. And she points down one of the claws of the Brass Crab. It's just down there to the left. Here's your key. Food and drinks on the house tonight. Looking around, you see that one wall of the circular common room features a faded mural of two enormous crabs locked in combat, inlaid with brass details. Yeah.
I assume that's where you get the name from?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know where this came from, but when I purchased the Brass Crab, I figured it'd be a great namesake.
You weren't wrong. Well, I'll be heading to my room now.
Okay. Well, we'll be celebrating Ispin's life in about an hour or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so he's gonna go, I'm gonna have him go to his room, drop his stuff off, then head back out to the common area.
Okay. Are you coming back out immediately, or?
Pretty much.
Okay. So as you come back out, you see the food and the drinks starting to be set up on the bar. You see, in the back of the room, just kind of sitting by herself, a blue elf, which is strange to you because you've never seen a blue elf before. It's not a sea elf; it's a blue Sylvanesti elf, so it's a typical high elf, but blue skinned. You see a dwarf that you assume is Cudgel. She's joyously laughing with some of the commoners, and you see she's talking to a black woman with braided hair, and you hear the name Raven, so you assume that that's the mayor. And they're sitting at a table together, joking and laughing and sharing tales of Ispin's life while they wait for the funeral to start.
Okay. I'm gonna go sit at the bar and kind of listen to them.
Okay.
While, sipping my drink.
Okay. You hear them telling tales of Ispin's travels, of fighting Minotaur pirates and escaping from dwarven prison, and riding on a gnome flinger, and all these other hilarious, chaotic tales that are either surely blown out of proportion or are true tales because no one ever knew what Ispin would do.
Okay.
So,
sounds good.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
Crying.
Crying.
Kidding.
Galbar's not looking for anything else to buy.
Okay.
We'll probably head over to the Brass Crab when everyone else is ready to go.
Okay.
They don't sell weapons, correct?
Are you asking Frostwind or are you asking the DM?
I'm asking you if they do.
Me, the DM?
Yeah.
He might have a couple of small things, but you'd have to ask him what he has.
I'll ask Frostwind if nothing against you, sir, but I do appreciate your help. I do appreciate you for these clothes that you've given me. But do you know of another place that sells fine clothes as well?
Not many places here. Your best bet, maybe the Wharfinger might have something. All the traders that come through here from Kalaman, they register at his office. Occasionally, he buys things from them. He's been known to sell things occasionally. You can always ask him.
Okay. Who's this dude?
I got you. It mentions him on there, but only mentions him for merchants and fishermen. One second.
With that said, I'll keep that in mind, though.
Yeah. So Wharfinger's office. Wharfinger Upton Lanth wakes up earlier than any other fisher and Vogler inspect boats docked on the wharf and imposes fines on those in poor repair. Fishers and traders seeking to use the wharf must register at his office in the two-story building across from the market. So you would see you'd see it behind you, and the merchant will point towards his office. And I'll say he may not be in there right now. A lot of people are already heading over to the Crab. I'm about to head there myself.
Yeah, okay. I'll just let you know. Thank you for your help, and I will keep that in mind.
And he just nods. He says, "Anytime, friend. Anytime."
And I will be ready to go to the Crab.
Okay.
Whenever these guys are ready. Krusty Krab, yeah.
Is there anything that you're doing with your character? Or Fingadi?
Not really. No.
Ferrari. No? Okay. He just looks at you and goes, You're a tall one, aren't you?
Yeah.
He only comes up to about your hip.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hashtag kick. Nothing?
No.
Okay. Hey,
Does
just
he?
look-
Do you sell any potions? Of some sort?
What kind of potions are you looking for?
The healing kind, just in case.
You know what? You're lucky. I just came into a few of them. A merchant came through today before we closed up the dock for the day. I've got 4 in the inventory, but the only ones I have, so I'm going to try not to give them too much of a discount. I think I'm going to look for at least a gold, maybe a gold and 5 silver per.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay.
I'll grab. How many does he have? 4. I'll take 2.
We'll take 2. So 2 healing potions at 1 gold and 5 silver is 3 gold.
So 3 gold. Remove. And then potion of healing. Which is that it or is it?
Potion of healing, yes.
No.
This stream knows that there's rated M for mature, right?
Sure.
He's cringing in his inner Twitch self.
Oh, it's Twitch.
No, he
it's YouTube.
yeah, he
Oh,
puts it
okay.
up on YouTube.
The tube.
Oh, the hub.
That would be all.
Because I can crack a joke soon.
Okay.
Not a part of this, but you know.
He looks at you, says, "Is there anything else I can get for you, friend?"
Oh, that's all I needed.
Okay.
Thank you.
I guess I'll see you at the crab. And he's like, "Why are you touching my head?" He's his hands not even in the air. He just have his hand. It's an industrial noogie. Yeah. So, is there anything else you guys want to do at the docks? Or you just want to go to the crab?
I will. Well, my thoughts of what happened with the noble that butted in between me and Frostwind and my newfound.
I don't need it.
My fellow traveler,
Calabar.
Calabar.
Just think cow.
I think I think back to my backstory just a little bit.
We're not done.
Which can I my backstory? But can I like?
Yeah. If you would like to discuss your backstory with the party, you absolutely can.
I will keep my backstory for now within.
Okay. So you're reminiscing on your past.
Yes.
Okay, that works. Send me a message later with your backstory so I can kind of try and integrate it into the story more.
Yeah, because I'm like.
That's fine. Like
I forgot because and then he pointed it out. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, the way that I like to do backstories comes from him again because he's a freaking amazing DM. For instance, let's say that you had a long lost brother. Mm-hmm. I like to try and tie it into the campaign, or you guys like have a side quest, or you run into them along the road, something along those lines.
Okay.
For instance, like let's say that your dwarven clan, you run into them on the road and they welcome you back in. You have to make the decision between staying with the clan or staying with the adventurers. Mm-hmm. So I mean, so stuff like that. So send me your backstory so I can interweave what goes with it, because like having an iron liver that's enchanted, it's hard to do stuff with if I don't know it exists beforehand. Okay.
That's still pretty cool though.
It is still
I
pretty
missed
cool.
that when I was taking a shit. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
remember.
So you guys are all going to the brass crab. Okay. So as the 3 of you are heading towards the brass crab, what are you doing? Are you still trying to craft your
I'm good. I got all I need.
hillbilly fishing gear? Like,
I got all my hillbilly shit. I'm ready to head to the crab as well.
So
Rusty crab.
as you're heading to the crab, you run into Becklin, and she looks at you with Derek. She says, "Thank you for bringing the bodies back." And she hands you 5 gold out of the pot that she offered to you guys, assuming you're going to split it amongst the party. And she says, "Derek said that you guys definitely were a little rough with the corpses, but I understand it's a bloody business." And she goes, "However, there's always honor among the living and the dead." She goes, "Would you like to accompany us to the brass crab? We're heading for the funeral now."
I would love to.
Okay. So she walks with you and starts heading towards the crab. And as she gets to the crab, you run into Calabar and Vingari and Columbus. And she looks at you guys and says, "Thank you again for all that you did." And she hands each of you 5 gold for your help.
Thank you.
She still is yours, of course. And says the same thing that she said to him about a little roughness with the body of an understanding, because war is a bloody business and you can't always be gentle. And then she says, after the funeral tomorrow morning, come to Thornwall, bring your other friend, the barbarian, I think he is, and we have much to discuss. And with that, she turns and walks into the brass crab. As you enter, you see what Bacchus saw earlier. You see, if I can get to the damn page. You see the mural inside the central area. It's got the 2 enormous crabs locked in combat and laid with brass details. You see in the back of the crowd in a corner a blue elf. Roll me a perception check, Calabar.
Perception.
Or actually, roll me insight.
Sure, I can't do perception.
Definitely insight.
Yeah, you're going away. A 3.
Okay. You get this odd feeling that she looks somewhat familiar, but you're not sure why or how.
Can I roll a history check to figure out if I may know?
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Why is that?
You rolled like trash on the insight check.
Oofta.
I'm gonna roll this one twice. Okay, 2 12s.
Okay.
15.
Searching your memory, you remember a time just before the cataclysm, something about the priesthood and your worship of Mishkal.
And this individual might have ties to back then. They don't look like they would. I don't recognize this individual.
You recognize her in passing, you don't know her. But you've also never seen a blue elf before. Okay.
Well, so a sea elf.
But she's not a sea elf, she's a high elf. And you recognize her as a high elf. Okay. So around the room you recognize Calabar, and you see her talking to a black woman with braided hair. Who you see the room's crowded with individuals. Commoners are all sharing tales of Ispin's love of adventure and tall tales. The influence he had on the villagers and the children, the stories he would teach them, the skills that they learned. You 3 see that young noble, Bacchus the Younger, sitting in a corner, drinking the ale and bitching about how horrible it is and how it's beneath him, but he doesn't seem to stop drinking. And Becklin walks up to Cudgel and clasps an arm on her shoulder and says, "Welcome, friend. It's good to see you again. When did you get in?" And Cudgel replies, "Oh, we got in this morning. We've been training the forces since we met. You seem to have been busy all day. But it's good to see you, friend. Are you ready for this?" And then, as a group, they turn to you guys. You're still sitting on your own, so I don't know if you're joining them or not yet.
Yeah, I won't go over to him.
Okay. And she looks at all of you and she says, "Friends," she points to the black woman and says, "This is Raven Uth Vogler, the mayor of Vogler. She doesn't know any of you yet, but she told me earlier she was eager to meet all of you. And she is eager for a report on what happened to the road when you have time later tomorrow. For now, if you're ready, we can start Ispin's funeral."
Ready as I'll ever be.
I know this will be hard, but it has to be done.
Just gotta find the Okay. So, with that, Becklin stands up on the stage and at the dock at the end of the brass crab, which I can point to for you guys so you can see. Kind of pointed out earlier, but she's back at this end of the brass crowd, along here. And she encourages all of you to stand closer to her and cudgel as they begin the ceremony. Around the wharf, you see several fishing boats and a lot of commoners with candles in like little boats surrounding the pier, and the commoners within the villagers of Vogler there within the brass crab are almost making a cone around you where this wharf comes out. And Becklin Becklin begins to speak, and she says, "You all knew Ispin, a friend, and there were none like him. Before he died, he told me this: there should be tales, not tears. For an old scoundrel like me, make sure everyone knows my stories when I am gone, and take the greatest adventure of them all. So let us do just that." She continues as the vessels, as she continues, and she points over at Cudgel, and two villagers walk up and prepare the raft, the boat that Ispin's body is in, and begin to lower him off the edge of the wharf and hand the ropes to Cudgel and Becklin, and they lower him into the water. And as he touches the water, Becklin says, "On the eve of the Kingfisher festival, we celebrate you, Ispin. Good travels, friend, until we meet again." And they release the ropes, and the small ship begins to flow down the Vingard River. Becklin and Cudgel remain silent until the small boat is out of sight. The villagers inside the ships, inside the small boats, take the candles that are in the boats and set them in the water, and they follow Ispin down with the current. Once he's out of sight, Becklin turns to the party, turns to the villagers and says, "We should honor what he wished. We should share in revelry and tales, and drink until the night is late, until the day is young. Let's celebrate his life, and then tomorrow continue on his memory with the reenactments." She looks at the five of you and says, "He did have one thing he wished from all of you before he left. Every year he would be a huge part of the reenactments that we do for the battle at High Hill. And every year he tried to come up with some ridiculous way to die as gloriously than he did the year before. This year he asked that each of you would take his place in that battle."
I'd be honored.
For Ispin.
Side
What did she
note.
say?
I said, why not?
Side note. Who's this again?
Cudgel. That is Cudgel. So Cudgel is the leader of the mercenary group. I think you might have been in the bathroom when I was talking about it. So there's a mercenary group that's a mile outside, or an hour outside of the village. They're playing the Astarians. It's on the top of that too. They're playing the Astarians in this reenactment the next day. She is an old friend of both Becklin and Ispin. She's been on many adventures with both. She has her own mercenary group called, was it the Iron Band or something like that?
Ironclad.
Yeah, the Ironclad.
Ironclad Regiment.
Yeah, and she has agreed to both train the militia a little bit and then run the opposite side of the reenactment. She knows Calavar as well as Becklin.
Cudgel, you said, right?
Cudgel.
Okay.
Cudgel Iron Smile.
She bad.
Okay. So with that, she says thank you to all of you. She says tomorrow morning, just after dawn, before the Kingfisher contest begins, come to Thormall Keep. I have something Becklin wished all of you to have. And she walks past you, and she goes to the bar, and she takes the first ale, and she begins to tell stories of Ispin's travels. One that she remembers most fondly was one where he was at Mount Nevermind, which is the place where all the gnomes are from in Insolon, and how the leader of the gnomes had asked him to come find his cat that had been shot from the gnome flinger, and they couldn't figure out the trajectory, and how Ispin had to go over there and figure out some way to help the gnomes with what they were supposed to know better than him, and somehow 3 days later came back with the cat that looked identical, but actually wasn't the same cat. And she looks at all of you and she says, "Do you guys have any stories of his travels that he knew of you?" Anything comedic and heartwarming?
I have something that actually involves the two of you.
Oh, really?
You remember. And Calvar will go on to say that once he remembers joining Ispin and Cudgel and Becklin when they first met and drinks started flowing and Becklin and Cudgel started, we'll say, you started bringing up something about God, every fucking time. I literally have it right here. One second.
I need a notebook like that so I can remember like my stories and shit.
Something about the feathered crown of Aviana. And you started...
Just can't say I remember that one.
You remember it. It was
You hear from
a great artifact, you guys said, that was lost during the initial stages of the cataclysm. And then some drinks flowed, and Ispin was very convincing.
You hear from the background, the younger goes, "Oh, this story's horrible! He told it better in life!"
Well, younger, he's not here at the minute, so shut the fuck up.
And he just takes a drink and says, "Well, shut the fuck up when you tell it better."
Y'all invited me to head along, and you said, we set out on that quest together. All right, fine. Long story short, Ispin accidentally angered a flock of territorial giant eagles. Myself and Cudgel, our soothing words and divine guidance turned the situation from potential disaster into a heartwarming tale of friendship with the eagles themselves. We never did find that feathered crown of Aviana, but we had a
You
nice
hear in the
little
background,
adventure.
Picard goes, "You didn't find it because your message is trash."
That's fine. I'm gonna say it. And the last thing that I remember from Ispin before we parted ways is the three of us, or the four of us, went to a. We were. Oh my gosh. We were traveling through a dense forest, and we stumbled upon a goblin camp. If you remember the goblin camp.
Can't say I do. I have
That
no
was
recollection.
raiding a nearby village, and a clever ruse that was orchestrated by Ispin and executed by the rest of us. We convinced the goblins that we were emissaries for a powerful goblin king, and they took us in as their own, and we eventually made it out of there, escaping, becoming their dinner, and we don't even know what happened to them. We just kind of, that's how Ispin was. He kind of got us out of scrapes and got us into them, but it was always enjoyable after the fact being able to talk about it. It was a good soul. And I'm glad he had the two of you with him on more travels than I was a part of.
And then with that, Becklin takes her mug and she goes, "To Ispin." She raises it and then cheers the group as she swigs. Merry Christmas. Inspiration, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any tales of Ispin? As you finish it and the beer drops, you hear the younger in the background go, "God, this ale's horrible and it's still better than your story," as he sets it on the bar top.
Who says it?
The younger.
The noble guy?
Beat his ass, sea bass.
Beat his ass. That.
Yell back. Still not rust.
Roll me an intimidation check. He looks at you and he goes, "Don't worry, soon there'll be stuff that's not rust on my blade too."
Don't trip.
He's like, "Don't worry, you'll fall first." And as he starts heckling and starting shit with you, Becklin stands between the both of you, and she points at a little nick in her armor where something has clearly scraped off a piece of the metal, and she points to Bacchus, and she points to Calavar and says, "If either of you decide you're going to start a fight at this wake, There'll be more scratches on both of your bodies than this armor. Bacchus, out. And she kicks Bacchus out. He grumbles and takes one more pitcher of beer as he walks out of the brass crowd.
What'd you do?
No, me.
Not Bacchus. It's Bacchus the Younger. It's a different character.
Oh, okay. I was like, he's just like chilling in the corner.
Baccharis, sorry.
The
Baccharis. Baccharis the Younger.
I wasn't
was like,
starting
what is this
anything.
thing doing?
Becklin Uth Viharin, she goes, not rust,
Yeah,
huh?
you're just like, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just a lonely
He had to
mentor.
leave.
Is Darrett there?
Darrett is there. He's among the crowd drinking. Yep.
Okay.
He looks at you and he kind of looks away.
Yeah, I'll go up to him and be like, I'll apologize for earlier.
And he looks at you and he goes, you sure? I felt like I put you guys down a little bit on the wagon there.
I'll say like, whenever we go on a mission and all that, we need to make sure that we keep our head around the task at hand and make sure that we don't fool around, because at a moment's notice then everything can like turn for the worse.
And he looks at you and he nods his head and he goes, yeah. Somebody got ambushed once. We don't want to get ambushed like they did. I don't want to have my head lopped off and my body torn in twain and my armor sundered. Twain.
And by the way, I do owe you. Well, it's all free though, right?
The food and drinks all free.
Okay. As a gesture, I'd be like, by the way, I did promise a drink for both of us.
I'll take it anytime, man. He looks at you and goes, but I want to play with your rapier too. And he goes, not that rapier.
Pause.
Yeah.
He's like, you're a bard. You guys only think like that.
No, I don't roll that way, homie. No.
Sorry, man. I ran into some weird bards here, okay?
I hope you would come to know that I am not
A predator.
much alike other bards, even though in some areas I do fall into the stereotype. But yeah. Like being a slut.
Yeah, he's over here with his leg like, oh.
But yeah, let me go get us those round of drinks, along with the story that I did promise.
Okay. And he sits there and waits for you. And while he's waiting, Becklin walks up to Bacchus. And she goes, hey, thanks again for your help this morning. She hands you your gold. And she goes, I told your friends outside to come see me tomorrow morning. You should be aware at this point. But there's some stuff we need to talk about before everything happens tomorrow. So appreciate your guys' help.
Should try Spanish, bro.
Tomorrow morning, not tonight. Fuck, dude.
Kidding.
Hashtag Bard is what Bard does.
Hashtag not a part of this, just a joke.
Is there anything else you guys want to do? Or waiting for the beers? He's getting beers for Darrett and himself with Columbus. So.
Probably just chat with Cudgel and Becklin for a bit.
Okay.
I'm
Reminiscing and shit.
sit near him while he chats with him.
Okay.
Just for information's sake.
Eat a bunch of food.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna chill.
Stuff myself.
This day has been hard for me.
You feel socially awkward surrounded by people and balls.
Balls and it's all up for for Dia to take in, living in the forest for as long as he has and back into civilization. It's all a bit much. But he's trying to take it in.
He's over here like, Ispin didn't make me ready for this shit. The fuck?
But I do indulge in some
Booze.
booze, some weed,
Okay.
Some buzz.
So
pussy.
the conversations vary. There's a lot of laughter. There's some tears. You guys all indulge in the fish pastries that Vogler is known for from the fishbowl, and you drink the ale that's ever flowing from the taps inside the brass crab. The night gets later and later. You see the blue elf that you all thought was a little strange get up and begin to walk towards the door. And slowly people begin to filter out of the brass crab.
Can I follow her a little bit?
Sure.
You see where she goes.
Are you being sneaky or are you just following?
You're just being weird.
Just walking with the rest of the crowd that are funneling out, keeping an eye, trying to reassess where I know them from.
So, how far behind her are you?
I don't know if they were walking around with in a group of people leaving, it'd probably be about maybe 6 or so feet away, probably about this far. Just trying to get a good view in the dark.
So
as we walk through the town.
As she goes out the door, she button hooks left, and you can't see her anymore. Give me a perception check.
Oh, I'll text you.
17.
You're not sure where
It's
she
about
went. You
It's about
see similar height individuals throughout the crowd. You see similar hair. You think she might have gone up the road. Let me pull up the map.
Yeah, wherever I think that she went, I'll kind of just walk in that general direction for a little while.
You think she went out of the brass crab and up straight on that little straight diagonal. It goes towards. Yeah, so this way.
Towards
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything while he's creeping on?
Get fucked
Little
up.
off.
Just walking with the rest of the crowds.
Yeah, no. I'm just still in the brass crab.
Okay. As you reach the end of that street, the crowd dissipates to a point where there's just a few of you still on the road. You don't see her anymore.
Okay.
Give me another perception check, please.
Oh,
22.
Yeah. You have no idea where she went. You don't recognize any of the people that are there now.
yes.
Roll me insight, though. You rolled incredibly high on that, so roll me insight.
I did.
I said perception.
No, I did roll incredibly high.
You rolled incredibly high.
8.
And what?
8.
You aren't sure how. You feel like she might have dissipated. She just kind of disappeared. Literally disappeared. You don't know if it was arcane or gods or what, but she's not here anymore.
She's a ninja.
Okay.
Ninja star.
Yeah. Go for a walk.
Is there anything else you'd like to do at the co?
Run around a little bit and head back.
Okay, he's like, fuck, I wasn't
He's
doing
like,
anything weird.
well, okay. Just gonna.
Ciao!
Yeah.
No, I'm assuming there was a lot of libations and everyone was kind of a little tipsy, so it wouldn't be anything for someone to just be walking around town a little bit. Thinking back to Ispin and Time just kind of being on his own a little bit, but under the guise of
Creeping.
just looking for this person that he thought he knew once a long fucking time ago.
Yeah. Over 351 years ago. Okay. You guys still drinking, schmoozing, trying to pick up Cudgel?
Yeah. Yeah, she better put it on the screen again.
So, yeah, if you guys are trying to talk characters, do your thing. Whatever you guys want to do.
Well, okay. Well, I was getting a couple of drinks for me and
Derek.
Mm-hmm. So I just tell him like just some brief stories about small adventures I've been on with Ispin.
Okay.
And especially the first story. I can't quite remember the exact details, but the first story where he came to the tavern that I was performing at.
Okay.
And how we became.
Trying to kill one. I remember that.
It was your first performance, and he encouraged you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Caliber's not there.
But
I don't know how far that went. Can you
It's
get
right there.
Yeah. I missed my goal.
Are these flaw tokens, by the way?
They should be.
Flaw tokens.
Are they flaw tokens?
Yeah.
I'm just giving out the expression.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
With that, as the drinks are being drank, I wouldn't say let slip, but I do tell him a little bit about why earlier I was reminiscing about, not reminiscing, but like thinking back to an earlier time when the noble fuckboy was fucking with us earlier at the market, and then there at the tavern, or at the Krusty Krab.
The brass crab. But yeah.
Brass Krab.
I'll start renaming the map next. I like it. Hashtag homebrew.
And I will say, I'll let slip that that I did come from nobility.
Okay. And the whole time Darrett's nodding, and he's clearly enthralled with the stories. You know, you get the sensation he kind of looks up to you guys a little bit. You know, he's a little green. You know, he doesn't have a lot of experience, but he's very intelligent. He asks a lot of questions about your armor, your weapons, where you're from. As soon as he hears that you're from a noble family originally, he's like, starts to ask questions about your noble family and what led you to a life on the road and to becoming a bard, and you had everything made for you. So
I'll tell Derek, I'm like, well, I'm not ready to share that part of my life just yet, even though I am feeling pretty cooked.
he's like, and he looks at you, and goes, Columbus the cook. Now it makes sense. You're drunk when you perform, aren't you?
Damn right. Is there a stage for me to perform?
And he just points back to where the wharf was, where there's clearly a stage built up. He goes, "You're cooked, bro."
I will drunkenly accept to perform.
Okay. Roll me a performance check.
I was gonna say, I was giggling.
Well, his
earlier.
liver.
I mean, his
Would
liver
save him.
would save him, so he'd be rolling fine. Normal.
I need one of them. Get one of them.
I was gonna say earlier, I was gonna should I do was it performance, right?
Performance, yes.
If I do a performance check, like if I were to play it at his funeral, they roll like a shitty performance.
Because you're heartbroken.
So here's my question: Are you singing in honor of Ispin?
Yes.
Advantage.
Advantage?
Now you're learning.
Roll a 2?
Yep, roll twice.
Twice?
Higher.
Alright, that was 10 plus 4, it's 14. 15 plus 4, 19. 19.
So you perform amazingly well. The whole crowd is kind of in awe, and as you perform, the blue elf that he had been looking for before comes out of a side room and walks up to you and begins to sing alongside you. So now you're not just performing, you have someone performing alongside you that you don't know. Seems a little weird, but her voice, it's like listening to a mournful river.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, right? It's gentle but awe-inspiring. It kind of lures you all in. But it's almost sad at the same time.
Oh, Cardi B.
I was even more for a Tay Swift, but I'll take Cardi B.
You bust into that and you start
Walk outside so nobody sees me crying.
I like it.
Yeah.
The big bad barbarian's like, fuck!
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Starts twerking her blue elf.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, the crowd's awe-inspired, so you're getting some cash thrown your way a little bit here and there. Roll me a D100.
Oh, shit. This one, right?
And there's one more.
That one and then another
The
one.
double numbers. Wait,
This one? No.
no, just one that looks like that, but only single numbers.
It's two
Oh,
10-sided
this
die.
Yep, perfect.
So both of them are the same?
One is the tens place, one is the ones place. If that makes sense. It'll make sense, I promise.
There'd be 99.
99 I need my palm.
75.
Okay, so you make 7 silver and 5 copper with your performance. Are you back inside the bar, Calvar?
Yeah.
Okay. So you,
How? So from inside the brass crab, you would need to exit through the rear to go to where he's playing, right?
yeah, so he's playing on a stage in the back out
Yeah.
this way. So you'd be coming back in the front. She came in from the side of the brass crab here.
So I'll walk inside and I'll see Dia sitting by themselves, looking a little out of place. kind of sit down and go into my pouch and pull out this like little container, like a little metal tin,
Tell me there's drugs in it.
and he'll unscrew it, and place it down, grab a little rag, and whisk up a handful of it and say, "That shield I gave you, it's been around a long time. If you're gonna hold on to it," and Calvar proceeded to hold the edge of the shield and just kind of rub it. This will keep it fresh and take care of it. And he'll show you a little bit different places to rub in the oil and mix of oil and wax, and he'll close up the tin, wrap the rag around it, and just hand it over to you.
Well, I appreciate that. It is quite. I'm trying to sound smart, but it just doesn't work very well.
You're from the woods, man. You're a little uncultured.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
In the
You
background.
can't talk like this when you get drunk, either.
In the background.
Gory! That was
In the background, you hear WAP being performed by the Blue Elf and me.
They all hear it and
Need
they
a
don't see it.
bucket in a mop.
It is quite intimidating being here. It's quite different. But I appreciate you coming up and consoling me, helping me. I appreciate that. I'd like to get up and listen to Taylor Swift and
Just remember,
Cook
may
Swift.
have all come here for Ispin, but now I feel going forward we might be in it with each other.
I would hope so. I agree. Would you like to accompany me?
Front row, let's go.
All right.
So we walk out the back of the brass crab up to like the front row, grab you.
Where's Bacchus?
All right, so
He went outside because he was tearing up.
Okay. We would have looked for you, but I didn't see you. He must have absconded with a winch.
Where's Ferrari at this time?
Fingari?
Where's Fengari?
That's a good question. Where's Fingari?
Oh,
Also
I'm looking
turning up
for.
outside with it's together
Okay, can I look for? I guess if people are gambling, can I
Sure.
look
Give me
Not
a
again?
perception check.
for? It's a D20, right? 3.
Yeah, you look for people gambling, but
tears.
all you can see is like people crying and staring at these performers in the center.
+2, actually. +2.
5, my bad. You don't see dice being thrown. You don't see cards. You just see people sharing tales, and you can hear like a jingle of coin, but you're not sure if it's people putting money on the bar as a tip or if it's people gambling.
There goes my friend.
So, we find Ferrari stumbling around,
Drunk as shit.
drunk as shit, looking for coin.
The money he hears is the money
to get
being
him
thrown.
to follow us.
Yeah, to get him to
Calabar just
follow
kind
us.
of jingles his little.
Roll me a perception check for that, please. Actually, roll me a athletics check.
Oh boy.
Alright, I'll just click on here. 18.
Okay, so you hear the coin and you start fishing your way through the crowd. And as you follow the coin, the crowd tends to get thicker, but you just nimbly weave your gigantic bull frame through this crowd. And nobody really like, what the hell is wrong with this man? All they hear is ching, 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 and you the whole way through.
Now we know how to. Yep.
They say bull in a china shop, but it's really just bull in a crowd for you.
Oh,
So we gather up Fengari and we go out and we watch our newfound friend perform. Seeing the other individual up there with him.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take a good long while the rest of the several minutes song?
Wait, what? A good long while?
Good long little while.
Pause.
Just to take a good hard look. Since she's not moving, she's singing, hearing her voice and the melodic cadence of it, I guess. Trying to recall where the heck I know her from.
Give me a history check.
Is this elf bad?
Oh God, no.
She's
Gil.
she's an elf, so she's inherently, you would consider her beautiful. You haven't tried to talk to her. She's
We're all
saying
beautiful
everything.
people.
They're either beautiful or aged and strangely beautiful. They're like Asians. They don't really age until they hit 300, and it's fucking all downhill from there. So,
History. Don't fuck me, Gil. 21.
okay, so as you're staring at her,
Good Gil.
you definitely can tell that you've seen her before. Before the Cataclysm, you recognize her from your clerical studies when you were a member of the Faith of Mishkal. Roll me insight with advantage.
Can I use this?
With advantage.
It's a D20.
Like I said, with advantage.
This?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
is your dice.
Is it all 20 dice?
Oh, is it?
Mine.
Yeah, it's all 20 dice. He's like, you really want me? I'll do it.
Oh, I've used Gil.
Yeah, you just used don't fuck me, Gil. And he didn't fuck you.
Did not, but I think he used all his juice. When
Still
we're rolling
makes
insight, at advantage?
Insight at advantage, yeah.
Okay. 21.
Okay. You remember that she was a priestess. You're not sure what faith she belonged to. She never really conversed with you, but you only ever saw her in passing.
Does she look the same as she did then?
Exactly the same. Instead of being, you remember her looking a little bit more pale in normal skin tone?
Not blue.
Not blue. Now she is blue.
She wouldn't, through my knowledge, she wouldn't know who I am.
She wouldn't know who you were. She never conversed with you. You guys were never on speaking terms. And you're not sure what happened to her after the Cataclysm.
Had I had heard stories of her.
You don't even know her name. You just recognize her appearance.
Okay. Okay. Save that in the bank for later. Not the spank, but the memory. Okay. Contemplating while everything else is going on. Okay.
So you and this elf finish your song.
Mm-hmm.
She begins to walk off stage and sit again in the back of the bar, not with anybody, just by herself. More villagers are starting to filter out. Cudgel walks up to the group of you and says, "I apologize. It's getting late. As much as I wish I could stay here all night, because God knows I love bars and inns, I can't. I have to return to camp and ensure that my regiment is ready for tomorrow morning." And with that, she begins to leave. Is there anything you guys would like to say before she leaves?
Make sure they're trained well, Cudgel.
And she looks at you.
You're fighting us.
She looks at you and she goes, "If I remember correctly, you normally miss with the mace, so I'm not too worried." And she walks out the door.
Rest in peace.
She's not wrong.
He's like, "I'm too busy casting, motherfucker."
Yeah, he smiles a little bit.
So we're done performing. The blue elf goes to the bar by herself.
She was sitting by herself in the back corner. You can still perform if you would like to.
Could I get off the stage and go up to her?
Sure. She's looking at you like, sup, bro?
Oh, okay. What's your name?
And she just looks at you, and her voice is very melodic. And she simply says, Lidara, what's yours?
They call me Columbus the Cooked.
She goes, the cooked. Makes sense. You are a bard. Same as myself. She sees you do that, and she's like,
No.
That was the proposition. Persuasion.
I tell her, I have never heard anybody sing as beautifully as you just did tonight. Was there something on your mind as it being so melancholy and sad instead of a celebration as we should have been for Injun?
not engine out of
Goddamn engine.
So first, you proposition her, and then you say, you didn't do what they told us to do. You scolded her.
No. I asked her what's
going really well for you.
all right.
Bro, you cook.
I'm trying to riz my way, bro.
She looks at you and she goes, no, Ispin was a friend, and I feel tremendously sorry for everyone who lost him. That's why I sang sadly. It's not out of disrespect. It's simply out of loss. I miss him. We were good friends. We adventured together once.
I'll apologize. I didn't mean it to come off that way.
And she just looks at you and she goes, "It's fine. It's a sad day. You're reasonably distraught."
It is. Could I buy you a drink?
Can I buy you a free drink?
Everyone's drinking you for free.
And she looks at you and she goes, she lifts her cup and she goes, "Well, I didn't pay for this one, but if you'd like to refill it, that's fine." And she hands you it.
I go and refill it.
Okay. And she takes and says, "Thank you for the free drink." And she begins to drink the drink.
Insane Riz.
Oh, you're the Riz King, bro.
W Riz, dude.
You're better playing WAP.
W Riz.
You're doing good. Keep going.
Was that guidance I just saw?
Yeah.
I don't think you have that as a cantrip, do you?
So I'll ask. What was her name again?
I do, but I'm not there.
Lidara.
Lidara.
You ask her, "What's your name again?"
No.
She's like, "How fucked are you, bro?" Her name's Lidara.
Lidara. I say, so Lidara, tell me about how you first met Ispin. Ispin?
It's pen.
Ispin.
It's a pin. Ispin.
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 And she looks at you and she goes, "I'd rather not talk about it. It's not a tale I like to recant often."
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She just looks, "It's fine," and she drinks.
So it'd be what do you usually well, bards usually have like a specific instrument that they're good at, right?
She sings. That's why
She sings? Okay.
She's a singer.
And bard is a profession too, right?
I wouldn't say it's a profession. It's more of just an inherent skill. It's a class. She would use it also as a profession, I suppose, where she would sing for her people. And she would sing at events to make cash, sometimes get room and board. I guess sleep with a bartender, I don't know. But she just sings. Are you asking what her profession is?
Sure.
She just, again, she goes, "Well, it's a lot to talk about. It's not that interesting."
Be like, okay, tell you what.
She's icing you, bro. She's icing you.
You ask me something. If I refuse to answer it, I take a shot, and vice versa.
She looks at you and she goes, I'm sorry, but we don't really drink like that here. We just typically do flagons of ale. How do you do shots to begin with? She has no fucking idea what the hell a shot is.
Oh, man. Okay. You chug an ale. How about that?
She just looks at you and she goes, I'm okay, thank you though. I'm really sorry for your loss.
Damn.
She's
She dodged.
Struck out.
She's icing you, bro. Pull out.
I'm
Oh, you're like,
Pull out.
I didn't want to do it now, but I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna walk up, put my hand on
No.
on Columbus's back. I'm gonna cast guidance on him just so he has it, and then I'm gonna sit down beside him, and then in Sylvanesti, Calabar is just gonna look at her and say, "You're a long way from the homeland."
And she looks at you and she doesn't respond. She goes, yes. That's it. While you're sitting there just waiting for the response, she goes, seems you're far from home too. What brings you here? The same reason I'm here? A funeral?
And then in Sylvanesti, he'll say, it brings a lot of us here, but rarely do you come across someone else from as long ago as I think I remember you.
And with that, she stands up and says, well, it was a pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry for your loss, and she walks out.
Elders everywhere. Everyone taking losses tonight. Shit.
Cast Mage Hand. Grab her and pull her back. Sacred Flame.
Oh shit! Roll for initiative.
Acid Splash.
It dissolves the blue elf. Okay.
Thinking about that, just kind of look over at Columbus and say, what was her name? This is
Ladara.
Lidara. Leedara. Lidara.
I have no idea.
He's like, bro, I'm so cooked and I got burned.
And Kalahar will say in common, say, I didn't mean to kind of interrupt your
Cockblock.
raise you call it. I think I know who that is from a long, long time ago. She didn't look blue when I knew her, or knew of her. It's just odd. It's something I wanted to check out.
You think you're not sure.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna say what he thinks. Yeah.
I'll ask, where do you know her from?
Before the Cataclysm, so
351 plus years.
almost 400 years ago. When I was in Sylvanesti, growing up in the Elven Society, I was studying to become a cleric, and that's where my abilities came from. Before the Cataclysm, and she was a high priest there in Sylvanesti. I mean, I was just I may have been about 40 years old at the time. So I was young, and there was no reason for her to speak to me because I was just learning the craft, basically like a little clerk learning just the beginning of a craft. It's just odd that she kind of stuck out to me a little bit. Maybe losing Ispin made me reminisce further back than I care to remember. It's just something about her voice just reminded me of someone I once knew or knew of.
Mm-hmm. Do you know why she is now blue versus she was earlier?
What I can recall, I didn't think she was blue. It's been quite a few years, so she may have been blue then.
Roll me a history check.
Okay.
Yeah, her cheeks weren't blue back then.
He goes, which cheeks? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yes.
You can definitely recall that her skin was in fact more akin to your own color and not blue.
I don't know. The cataclysm brought upon a lot of dangerous things in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The gods disappeared. The darkness took over. Chaos was thrown upon Ansalon. She may have been caught up in something. That's how she survived, or maybe she chose to change her appearance to stay out from the eyes of those looking for us. I'm not sure. Just recently I heard of war coming to Sylvanesti in the Sylvanesti campaign very recently, that our homeland was attacked and my people were forced out. I wasn't there. I was studying to become a mage of high sorcery. I regret not going to their aid, but what could one elf do? In all my years of being on this earth, it seems like one individual never made a difference. But just think I remember it.
Mm-hmm. That's heavy. That's not
He says,
That's not very fun.
That's heavy, bro.
That's heavy.
Cool story, bro. Cool story.
Oh, shit.
You're like, well,
Music and everything.
A man, comedic relief. I love it.
Trying to get cooked.
let's get cooked.
yeah, I'll be like, I appreciate you telling me. I know it might have been kind of hard. Pause.
Jesus Christ.
But just know that you do have another fellow half-elf.
You're a
If-
half
if-
elf.
Friend and me.
Yeah, I'm a half-elf, right?
Mhm. He's a full elf.
Oh, you're gonna look down. Oh, you do look down.
Spawn. Disgusting spawn.
You're like, well,
Half spawn.
just know you
Fucking
can rely on.
He's a half blood.
Mudblood.
Oh, Jesus.
Mudblood. There you go.
A mudblood. Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
You'd be like, with if you do find yourself on a bind and you feel like you're by yourself, just know that you're not. You have a newfound friend.
You got a friend.
With us being at the funeral, we're here for a loss of a friend, but just know you did gain another one.
Well said.
Cheers.
So,
Yeah. And he'll, Calivor will cheers and
Cry.
take a swig in the hall.
Bacchus goes back
No.
outside to cry some more.
He'll say,
Two emotions, guys.
he'll say pretty much the same
I'm
thing
gonna
that he
kill
said
shit.
to Daya. Say, I agree. I told Daya earlier that we all came here, like you said, for Ispin's funeral, but I feel like everything happens for a reason. And Ispin gathered us all here for a reason. We may not know what it is yet past it being a funeral. But I do think your intuition is correct. I think the handful of us still have a tale yet to be told that you can sing.
you mean like what?
He just goes, wobble, baby, wobble.
Yeah.
Do we know how Ispin passed away?
Old age.
Old age, okay. Damn, that motherfucker's old.
Younger. So just completely off topic. I keep staring at this map, and at the angle I'm looking, it looks like the Millennium Falcon.
It does.
Dude.
It
I'm
straight
just
up
saying,
does.
like I kept glancing. I'm like, yep, that's it.
Yep.
No, yep, that's
Straight up
it.
does.
Wow,
100%.
that is crazy.
It's not just me.
Yeah, it's like perfect from this angle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just keep drinking, chatting up.
Okay. It's the bar is officially basically empty. There's nobody really left. Becklin says she'll see you guys in the morning and leaves for her chambers. Yeah. What would you guys like to do? You have free room and board at the Brass Crab. So.
I would like to. Oh, it's all in the Brass Crab.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go upstairs.
It's one floor, but they're like both of the
Whatever.
like the pinchers of the crab is the wings with the rooms.
Oh, okay, so I'd like to go to my room.
Yep.
Right. Is there like a washer where I can wash clothes?
It's called the Vingard River. They use
Oh, the river.
washboards and you kind of scrub it. I love fucking with you, bro. It's so much fun. Yeah, but there is amenities for you to wash your clothes. So you.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, the proprietor, I think her name's Ilma, or Y-L-M-E. Ilma. Or
Oh.
fucking her name is. Let me just look at it real quick.
Hilfa.
Yes, Yalme. Sorry. If you give Yalme your clothes, she'll have them washed and cleaned for you in the morning.
You start stripping down.
Yeah.
You come with
So
me tonight,
I'll
Yalme.
give her the fine clothes off my back
Okay.
for her to wash
Okay.
and tell her thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does she charge for it?
She does not. She says thank you for the great performance. Ispin couldn't have been honored better. It's my pleasure to wash the clothes for you.
Thank you so much. And I'm naked at this point. My ding dong hanging out.
So she's looking away the whole fucking time, and then she looks at you two. And since you're Minotaurs, and she says in Ergot, and you recognize it. You fucking get dressed already.
Yeah.
You understand it as well because you speak Ergot.
Oh, I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, oh.
Put some clothes on.
But at this point, I'm already showered, right?
Did you shower?
Yes.
When?
Okay, hold on. Okay, I
I cleaned earlier.
no, but there's
You
like
cleaned
there's like
yourself.
a there's like in the room like a fucking bath.
So you're in
Right.
your room, you took a bath, got naked, walked back to the front ass naked with your dirty ass clothes to give them to Yoma to
My
wash.
man.
Yeah,
Bro, that's Darren's flapping in the wind. Whoop, hey girl!
that's for
I ain't
sure,
got
bro.
crabs.
But yeah, at this point, I'm like
Oh, man.
completely wasted. I give her my fine clothes. I'll tell her thank you. They say all that, and I put on my common clothes.
Okay. If you're gonna do all that, I want an acrobatics check for your way back up to and from your room.
Oh, so 2 rolls.
Well, Constitution saving throw.
You said what?
Constitution. Do a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution?
Yes. Saving throw.
Saving throw is the big box on the main page.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
Man, you should have porn on your phone down.
No.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at Blue Elf.
For the saving throw down below.
Think of Avatar.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking Mass Effect.
Constitution.
Right. Constitution saving throw.
And that's still a D20.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, baby. 19.
Okay. So you're drunk, but you're able to hold your shit pretty well. And now give me an acrobatics check
Acrobatics.
to get yourself up and out the tub, down the hall, drop off your clothes, and back without falling on your ass.
Of 14.
You make it most of the way. You stumble a bit. You're bouncing off the walls a little bit. You're swaying. You're swaying requires a lot. The Yalme mostly understands. She's, while more than willing to wash her clothes, she's swearing in Ergot a little bit and saying fucking drunks the whole time. You understand it, but you don't take... You can take offense, but she means no offense by it. She's just an old woman that's so used to drunks that she gets fed up sometimes.
Can I apologize there in
Ergot?
In
Sure.
Ergot?
Absolutely. And then she just turns red and apologizes.
Crazy.
I'll tell her, no worries. I'm fucking cooked.
She goes, and she says in Ergot, clearly, sir. And then she turns around to go wash your clothes.
And then I run back because I'm still naked
ass
at this point.
naked.
Still ass naked at this point.
Flapping in the wind.
I run back to put on my commoner clothes on.
Okay.
Do I have to roll for that or no?
Nope.
Okay, bet.
Okay. Anything else anybody want to do? Like flap their dick down the hallway? Or?
I think I'm okay.
Okay. Are you guys going to sleep at this point?
Yes. You want to do
Okay. So you all get a long rest. It is the next morning. You've all awoken in your rooms. Hopefully you all remember, although you were quite fucked up that night, that Becklin invited you all to Thornwall Keep this morning. She said she had something from Ispin for you, and she wanted to discuss the bodies that you recovered as well.
Do I have to roll that that
Constitution
thing for the
check? Fuck yes, you do. You get a magical liver, you're rolling for it. You need a liver transplant.
This is you stretching and feeling seeing how it feels.
The more you drink, the higher the DC check.
Oh shit! Yeah, 16.
And you wake up that morning, you feel alright. You feel like there might be something a little wrong with the liver. You drank a lot the night before, but you're still kicking. You're doing good.
So I'm like mildly hungover.
Not even hungover.
Oh, just like
So I'm gonna say that this iron liver, you get no effects from being drunk. Outside of the feeling while you're drinking, you get no side effect.
okay.
Yep.
You
Cheers.
see that?
You get a magical liver, I get to fuck with it as much as I want. Like, that's the way it goes. So what would you guys like to do?
We'll see if everybody else is awake. I'll be in the common room.
Okay. So you're in the common room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come room with him as well.
Okay.
I'll be there as well. Yes.
I'll lock horns with him when I see him.
Do I get my fine clothes back from the?
Your fine clothes are folded inside the room waiting for you.
Okay.
She put them there before she went to sleep the next day. You were just too drunk to realize it.
Okay.
So
I will take them and put them in my satchel, and I will keep my commoner clothes on.
okay. Sounds good.
What do your common clothes look like?
So
Hot bag of ass.
I will. Yeah. So my fine clothes would be underneath my armor. So I would still have my light leather armor, but I would have a light tan cloth long sleeve tee, and then on top of it I'll have a dark green kind of vest, and then my bottoms would be like a brown kind of like a cheap cloth with a little bit of holes in them, but nothing revealing, you know what I mean? And
My boobies aren't hanging out, guys.
and
After last night.
these shoes that you were telling about, like they're just like kind of like
Just normal leather shoes.
all right, normal leather shoes. They're not fucking like leaves or anything.
Oh,
are
it's
they?
like penny loafers. Think of like penny loafers.
Okay,
Like
penny
moccasins,
loafers.
something like that. You know.
But black.
Sure.
Now you know what you gotta do. You gotta do what the hero forge and make that.
Oh,
Because
oh,
he can
Jesus.
use whichever art you want for that video. So if you want to use a different art, you can probably figure it out.
Yeah.
So.
If you want to change your outfit every session, I'll deal with it.
Oh well, God.
Be a bougie bard and have a different outfit for every occasion. I like it. Be like Kirk and his fedora.
Yep.
So
All right,
it's up to you, dude. Don't make it, dude.
we'll worry about it later.
Okay.
Come
So,
close.
what are you? So you guys are in the common room. You guys see each other, lock horns, and your little love touch fossils. You're in the common room as well, right? Or no?
Calabar's been sitting out on the wharf for the past 4 hours.
Because you only need 4 hours to meditate.
Yeah,
So-
and then curing them all to let them be a little while and then walk in.
Okay. Is there anything you're thinking about while you're there? Are you looking for Ispin's corpse?
Lidara, thinking about her, and then thinking about
She's bad.
what Becklin and Cudgel want to talk to us about, and then what the implications could mean from seeing this symbol upon this armor of these creatures from an age gone by.
Okay.
Just everything.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything you're doing currently, Dia? Or Daya, I guess?
I'm just been chilling, man. You know,
He's out there in the water, splishing and splashing.
just splish splashing about.
He's out
Splish,
talking to the
splash, I
trees.
was
He's got
Talking
fish
to the
pulling
tree.
around his feet, like making circles.
nipping at my
Okay.
little toesies.
So, as you all wake up, the Yelma is already awake. She tells you that Derek already passed through that morning and said that he was collecting food from the fishbowl for you guys to eat for breakfast with him and Becklin at Thornwall. So you don't need to worry about food and beverages for this morning.
Okay. So I will. Obviously, I'm already changing my common clothes. I already stuffed my flying clothes into my bag. I will make the common room is like where the bar area and all that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll make my way down to the bar area.
Okay.
And I will say, last night was fun.
And she'll just like you say, it was fantastic. It was nice to have a full house.
Appreciate your hospitality. I would like just one drink to start the day before we go and start.
And she'll look at you and she'll say, fair enough. Seeing as you are friends of Ispin and you're a fantastic performer and you're all kind and courteous to me and my folk, it's on the house. And she'll pour you a nice, large ale.
What was the name of her?
Yelma. Yelma.
Yelma.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Helfa.
You can call it heifer, but she'll probably answer.
No, Yelma, right?
Heifer.
Yelma? I'll say, thank you so much, Yelma. Thank you for supporting.
And she'll look at you and in Ergot, she'll say, Ispin paid. He left part of his dowry for you guys, so everything's covered. It's fine. It's a pleasure.
And I understand it.
Mm-hmm. You do, because you speak the language.
Dude.
So these, you three will get it. Those two. You speak Sylvan, and what language do you speak? You speak Common,
Goblin.
Goblin, and Druidic, right? Yeah. Okay.
Wait, who all speaks Argon?
Just
You
us.
Us three?
Yeah.
I speak Goblin too.
I'll say. I'll just reply in common because we're speaking common, right?
Mm-hmm. You
I'll
all
just-
understand Common. So.
I'll reply in common and say, well, thank you.
Yelma.
No, thank you, Yelma, and thank you, Ispin.
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 Ispin. And she'll just nod and say, I believe that Derek and Becklin are waiting. Essentially saying you guys should probably get on your way. But yeah,
So
she'll just
I'll be like, oh, thank you.
pound
She's
it.
on the ground. Pound that ale. Sit at the bar. Thank you once again, and I make my way towards him.
What would you guys like to do as a group?
Shoot. Say head out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Over
make
to
her way.
Thornwall Keep.
Okay.
Okay.
It takes roughly 25 minutes, 30 minutes to get up that way. You make it about halfway through, and then you hear from one of the side shops, Derek go, hey guys! How was your night last night? You feel okay? I already got food. We can head up the rest of the way together if you want.
Sure, if you'd like to. We're on our way up to see Becklin as we speak.
He's like, fantastic. The food is still fresh. It's nice and warm. And then Becklin said she was going to get some nice wine out for you guys when we get up there. So nothing like fresh food and wine at, break a day.
You said wine?
And he's like, you like it?
I could
Oh,
indulge.
yeah. Anything that will get me cooked.
And he just goes, it might do. It's pretty old wine. So she found it in the base of the keep somewhere. I don't know.
Sounds good to me.
Fantastic.
So
And
I'm yelling. Sorry.
he kind of like clasps her shoulders and says, it'll be great, friend, and begins to walk towards the keep. So you guys kind of run into him up this way a little bit because you're going to kind of snake your way up that way. Right?
Okay.
So over here, and you guys are starting to head this way now.
Little donkey.
You can put the donkey there if you want to.
Right.
So you're kind of like on this road somewhere. In there.
Can I talk to Derek while we're out walking?
Absolutely.
Whoa, what?
You remember his name?
Oh, I was like,
Talk to oh boy.
whoops.
Graduated from old boy to his real name. He's a real boy.
I'm a real boy now.
I'll ask him. So do you know this blue elf character by the name of
Lidara.
Ladara?
And
Had such high hopes.
I was going to say Gelda. Or
you know Zelda?
Ladea?
Ladora.
I'm gonna start
Lidara.
fucking up her name next. Lidara.
Lidara. Okay.
Lidara.
Lidara.
Yeah. And he'll look at you and say, honestly, I don't even know who you're talking about. And what does she look like?
Rubs his fingers like this.
He's like, what does that mean?
She's I'll be like, well, she was the blue elf that was on stage with me last night.
Oh,
performing.
her. No, honestly, she's not even from here. She arrived the day before you guys. Nobody knows her, what she does. Somebody heard her say she was a bard, but I don't know her personally. I don't think anybody here knows her.
I'll be like, okay. Well, just wondering.
Okay. And he looks at you and goes, you got a spare dagger I can have? His eyes like twitching a little bit.
A dagger you can have?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to start collecting weapons. The more I have, the better I am in combat.
Tell you what.
Fucking deal 2.0. I like it.
What?
Calabar hears it and just reaches out and goes to smack the backside of
Derek's head.
Derek's head.
Derek, hold on. I gotta roll for this one.
Yeah,
Nope.
to see if he can.
Roll me an acrobatics check.
Could he sleight hand? Actually, that'd be the same.
It'd be the same.
Either way.
Should be based on your dex. You're not. I don't think you're proficient in sleight.
14.
So you swing out with this arm, and Derek, he turns to look at you at the same time, right over his head, and he goes, "Hey!"
That's how you get better in combat. It's not the amount of weapons, but your
And he goes,
brains.
"Well, clearly, if I can duck your arm and you're fast, but I need weapons to fight back."
Let's see if he can hold one of my great axes.
So he
Yes.
grabs it, and his arms just kind of sink a little bit, and he starts to curl. I'm like, okay. And so the rest of the way, he's just fucking curling your great axe all the way up to the keeper.
She's got the Mulan. We'll make a man out of you. Derek is our Mulan.
Oh goodness. Is there anything else you guys want to do on the way there?
Sorry, I just wanted to.
No,
I don't know. It's just.
I love it, dude.
You know, it's whatever we do, right?
No, I love it. The more, so especially being a new player, it's great that you're interacting with the NPCs because it keeps me on my toes. A lot of the shit I'm pulling in my ass, too. So,
Okay, so can I? Okay, apart from the story, right? Is there a point where I can clap the blue elf's cheeks?
Oh my god.
I'm not going to answer that with table talk because it's going to cut into story.
Oh, okay.
So
My bad.
he's
So it's not no.
It's like you're telling me to check.
Hey, dude, look how red Kyle just turned.
One track mind, baby. One track mind.
What was that? Hold on.
No, that's just
Okay. But I don't know that. Though.
No.
Columbus don't know that.
No.
Okay.
Calabar is very.
She's loose, is what it is. I'm kidding.
Ah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. It's
That
not.
just adds layers.
So nobody knows what happened.
Like
I don't know.
onion.
But
God damn it. Is there anything else you guys want to do but try to fuck the blue elf?
Are we at the keep?
You should be at this
Just
point, but
walking.
Darren's questioning reality now. So,
But it's everybody else besides the table is an NPC, right?
yeah,
Okay. But you two, but you're like,
He's all the NPCs.
I am all the
so
NPCs.
you're all the NPCs.
I am the God voice.
Oh, word.
You guys are officially at the keep. You come inside. Darren opens the door. He goes, "Welcome in, guys. I think you've been here before. Instead of being inside our chambers, you're in like the main hall. There's a set table in the center. There is a 3 foot by like 4 foot closed box sitting on a table in the back corner. There is the Homnic Knight banners for each of the 3 subsects hanging on the walls. I'll
Mhm.
pull it up if it'll fucking work.
Did I pour myself a drink real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, do you have a?
So each of these banners are there.
In
You
the
see,
freezer.
it's in the freezer.
Freezer.
Freezer?
Left
You
hand
see-
side, bottom drawer.
Though you see a sigil for the Knights of the Crown, a sigil for the Knights of the Rose, and a sigil for the Knights of the Sword. And the banners are kind of ringing around the outside. They're a little torn, a little battered. You see a armor rack and like a weapon rack. You see a small training area where you assume Garrett typically kind of practices the skills that Becklin's teaching him. There's a bookshelf. It's filled with tomes. You notice a scroll sitting on a side table. And Becklin is waiting and says, "Welcome. I've been waiting for all of you. How was your night? Did you sleep okay?"
Yeah.
It's quite a comfortable bed. I'd say I enjoyed it.
I slept very well.
She looks at you and she goes, "You don't look like you're used to beds."
I'm not.
Anything from you guys?
Stick with us, kid. You'll have beds for days.
What can
Especially with the bar.
Do you mind if I take some of this?
It's for everyone, not just me. Go for it.
Pour the whole bottle.
You fool.
You mentioned something left by Ispin and discussing what happened on the road.
And she looks at you. She goes, "We'll get to that. Don't worry. Let's enjoy breakfast first." I sent Garrett this morning to collect the food and talk with Cudgel. He's brought the food, it seems, but I don't know if he's brought word from Cudgel just yet. And he interjects in the middle. She goes, "Nope. I talked to her already. Cudgel said she's got to worry about the troops this morning and prepare them for this afternoon. She can't come, but she said what you two discussed, she agrees, and that you should talk with them." And Becklin nods. It's okay. And with that, she opens up the wine and she starts to pour the glasses. And Derek hands out the food and begins to sit alongside between Columbus and Calabar and begins to eat.
Who?
Derek.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything you guys would like to discuss while you're eating breakfast?
So, Garrett, how was your night? Did you enjoy it?
Derek just looks at you and goes, "It was so much fun. I mean, I know everybody here, we talked a lot, we discussed today's event, we're all excited for the reenactment. From what Becklin tells me, she's going to put me in charge of the militia, so hopefully I can kind of display some of what she's taught me, you know? I just wish there weren't blunted weapons." And then you hear Becklin in the background say, "We don't want death today!" And Derek just kind of rolls his eyes, you know, that child that wants to play with the sharp toys when his mom says no. And he looks at you guys and goes, "Yeah, well, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the Kingfisher, for the Kingfishers contest as well, the fishing tournament. I mean, I hear Raven's going to compete too. It's going to be fantastic. You guys have to fish too."
Well, you'll see quite a few of us out there, as we did procure fishing rods,
Supplies, equipment, same time. Yeah.
supplies. So we may see you out there, unless you do want to join us on that adventure into fishing thing. I don't know.
Bro, you
I don't know
okay?
what the picture thing.
What,
The gnome
what's
thing.
picture?
You guys didn't notice yet. Straight up eating something. And Derek goes, I'll come watch. I don't think I'm going to fish, though. I really want to be refreshed for the reenactment. It's going to go great. We want to win, and we're going to win. And then he looks at you guys. He goes, you guys agreed to come with us for the reenactment, right? He wasn't there for the conversation. And he goes, awesome. We can fight together then. You guys are going to teach me so much stuff.
If you don't die first.
He looks at you and goes, she said they're wooden swords. Come on.
Still a blown-on instrument.
Yeah.
Like, true. So he's like, that's what armor's for. And, yeah.
I'll tell Derek that I'll tell Derek that you know what? You bring up that reminds me that I do plan on asking the mayor if I could fit in somewhere to perform during this festival.
And hearing that, Becklin kind of stops eating for a second. She goes, perform. You want to play with the festival? I could put a good word in. I'm sure Raven won't mind. You have definitely put on one hell of a performance last night, so it definitely beats most bards we have around here. Outside of that strange blue elf, she performed really well too.
You motherfucker. We're like, thank you, Declan. Becklin. Whatever. I'm trying my best right now. I'm sorry. Becklin. Right?
Yeah, Becklin.
You're like, thank you, Becklin. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, I wouldn't mind. Oh, she bad. If there isn't a time slot for if half an hour at most, then I would completely understand.
Mm-hmm. And she
but
looks
if there
at you.
is, I would be grateful.
She looks at you and she says, it's simple, really. I mean, Raven will be at the fishing tournament. I'll come with you guys and I'll put a good word in, but I'm sure she won't have any problems with it. Hell, she performed great last night. She might just cancel the rest of the bands and just make it you.
I'd be like, well, we don't go that too far, you know.
We'll see what she says.
I'll perform with you.
Oh, where?
No. And he looks back and tries to hide a smile as he bites a piece of cake.
Becklin looks at you and she just raises her glass and laughs a little bit. That's fine. So, as you guys begin to finish your meals, she gestures to Darrett and she points to the box and she says, bring it here. And Darrett gets up. He's kind of quiet. He's kind of somber. He brings the box over and he sets it on the table. And he unlatches these two hinges on the side. And Becklin goes, there was one other request that Ispin had of you guys, and it was to take his place today at the reenactment. He wanted you to have his shield so that while you were performing and taking his place, he is still a part of the reenactment. And she opens it up, and inside you see Becklin's shield. Or not Becklin, sorry. You see Ispin's shield. 1 second, I just gotta find it. So, inside the box is Ispin's signature shield. It's a +1 shield. Carved with scarred broadleaf tree and painted carved with a scarred broadleaf tree and painted a mossy green. You guys might remember things as to where you've seen the shield. So if you guys want to share stories, you're welcome to.
He said that this was gifted to him. We talked about this before. That it was gifted to him by a unicorn, but I always said it was magical.
And then Becklin just kind of laughs. She goes, yeah, he told that story everywhere. No one knows if it was a unicorn or not. All I know is this shield is purely representative of the man. He took it everywhere. He defended villages, rescued small ones, was a diplomat, a teacher, everything great we could have ever wished from him, and this shield was his signature. And he wished that you all had it. So with that, she pulls the shield out, and she hands it to all of you and you guys are able to decide as a group who takes the shield.
If anyone would interject, the shield on my back was given to me, so I'd like to. God damn, I keep forgetting his fucking name.
Calibar.
Calabar lended me his shield, so if you guys would interject.
I have no use for it.
I would.
And she
second-
just looks at you and goes,
I got 2 weapons.
"How dare you, sir?" Full on Karen.
It'll hold his memory. Fine. Thank you all.
So you can add a +1 shield to your inventory. If you'll allow me, I might flavor it a little bit. So let me homebrew it a bit. Because it's just states it's a +1 shield, but I'd like to give it some small attributes. Maybe we'll see. Nothing crazy. And then as you guys take the shield, Becklin says, "Good. I don't think we could ask for a better group to carry his honor among the reenactors, and into the future, wherever those adventures may take you." And then she goes on to other news. The knights you brought back yesterday, and the beasts alongside them. I've never seen beasts like that, but clearly these knights were cut down by forces far stronger than we imagined. I've heard many rumors that the East has fallen to armies with such beasts. Nobody knows where they come from or what they are. However, their presence near Vogler gives myself and Cludgel quite a bit to worry for. We're not sure why they're here or what they mean, but they seem to have slain one of the highest ranking members of our order. Her order, anyway. And she goes, "I don't think you understand just how important that one knight was. He was one of the highest ranking members of the Knights of the Rose. You guys don't know much about the Knights of Slamia. You may not recognize what they are, where they come from, or what their different sects are. But Calabar would know from his 400 years plus of experience that the Order of the Rose is primarily the last sect of the order that you reach after going through all the initiate trials. And it's typically the font of justice and order and wisdom. And it is where some of the highest leadership ends up within the Knights of Slamia. He was an elf of over 400 years. He was once the squire to Lord Lawrence Soth. She goes, "I don't know if you know the stories, but Lawrence Soth was the Grand Master of the Slamic Knights that failed to stop the Cataclysm. Some say that he was searching for answers here and investigating what was happening with the armies we've heard of and the invasions, but I dare say that his death only seems to confirm that. You all asked that you be able to use his armaments that he carried, and he carried fine armaments. So, with that, I present you these." And she gestures to Darrett again, and he comes out of a back room, and he's carrying the war horn. Okay, and he walks up and he sets the war horn on the table, and she says, "This war horn isn't an ordinary war horn. I can't tell you specifically what it does. I'm not high enough ranking for that. But I can tell you that it's been passed down for generations of knights. It holds abilities that we've held close since the first wars of the Lance." And she says, "Do with it as you will, but I believe it will serve you well in your future travels." Darrett's also holding the breastplate of the knight that fell, this lord. And she says, this armor is also heavily enchanted. I do know that it will prevent any critical hit that hits you. You can't take more damage than you imagine possible. However, only this breastplate is available now. I believe over time, maybe you can get more pieces from other knights in different locations, but for now, it might help. Do with it as you see fit. The rest of the armor wasn't salvageable.
It's plate, correct?
It's half plate. This is going to count as half plate. You, as a group, you do not know that if you get all the pieces together or not, if you can consider it full plate or half plate. You have to wait till you get more pieces of the armor set.
I think that would benefit the fighter the most.
Probably.
Yeah. Does it fit?
And the horn,
Yeah, it doesn't fit.
And
horn
then
makes noise, so it could just go to the bard.
that makes sense. And then the final piece.
Oh, word.
The final piece is the axe, and it pulls this axe off and she sets it on the table because it's a very large axe.
I think that should go to the druid.
And
It's like a barbarian weapon.
she goes, "This two-handed axe, it's renowned within our order. He's carried it since Lord Soth failed. It's blessed with intricate beauty and intricate design, greater than you guys could imagine, and I can't even begin to explain the abilities it has. You'll have to find someone higher in the order to explain. But it will serve you well. Carry it with honor. And don't forget where it came from, because it will not fail you in combat." So, and as a group, you guys can decide what goes where. I do know you're proficient with Warhorn, which counts as a bard instrument, so probably good for you.
Warhorn.
Wait, so
No, you
just
get
give
the war horn.
Oh, I do?
Warhorn.
Yeah, you should take the Warhorn.
Great.
And then there's a half plate to great axe.
I'll take the
The half
half
plate.
plate. Yeah.
Okay, so you add to your inventory Solomonic. Hold on, I gotta scroll to it. So you.
Inventory. What the fuck is in my inventory, bro? Oh, man, inventory.
Something half plate.
One second, I'm looking for it.
Yeah, you get it. You
It's
know
in
what?
my homebrew.
I'm getting an iPad just because of this game, bro.
It's,
Buying it tomorrow.
just type in Warhorn.
Yeah,
Warhorn?
if you type
It
in
should come
intricate
up. It's the
Warhorn,
intricate Warhorn.
yeah, intricate Warhorn, add that to your
Okay.
inventory.
Add
Yeah.
to backpack, pouch, equipment, don't matter.
Whichever you want.
Alright, fuck it.
You are going to be having the Solomonic Knight's Great Axe again, which I think is still in your inventory from before, and yours is the tattered Solomonic Knight's breastplate.
So I have two.
So I type it in like for the other possessions I put in.
No, actually, it actually goes into your inventory. So
Oh,
it's
it does?
an
Yeah,
actual
it's an
item.
I don't have
it's an
to?
actual item.
It's an actual item.
Okay.
I will say above the table that these items will have more powers as you figure them out and have them assessed as you progress through your story. But these are items inherent to your characters.
Oh, it's a wondrous item.
It's a wondrous item.
Equipped.
Where? Is it wondrous?
Oh, if you read the description, I think it has a description on it too.
Really?
Each of them has descriptions.
So once you have it in there, click equip.
Oh, shit.
I don't think your guys
Yeah.
require attunement yet, but it'll change in the
Oh,
future, I'm sure.
What does it need?
Sweet.
Yep, click intricate Warhorn.
Warding.
There you go. It should pop up.
tabs.
You have 3 slots for attuned items, and that's what it is.
So I have it equipped then.
Yes.
Yes.
Make sure you have it equipped. And then she looks at all of you and she says,
Defense is critical.
I don't think that he would have chosen anyone besides yourselves, having strucken down the foes that struck him down, to carry these items. Carry them with honor. And embrace what it means to be Solomonic Knight, regardless of if you are or not. Be wary of the rumors of armies that you'll hear in your travels, and be wary that there is enemy close to Vogler. We don't know what's coming.
Did you say that? I just have one question. Why are we zoomed in on our pussies, bro?
I honestly don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna just
Her speaking about Lord Soth, would Calabar recognize the name at all?
You would
That's where her
recognize
mouth is.
him exactly as she said,
That's
the
where she
fallen
talks.
knight that failed to prevent the cataclysm. You would also recognize that that is the reason a lot of people within Slomnia blame the knights for the cataclysm and have lost faith in the Knights Order. That's also why she doesn't openly regard Darrett as her squire, even though he is. Because if she says that, then it becomes an issue.
Okay.
Is this making...
You guys have anything for her?
What's that? What was
Do you
it?
have any questions, any comments for her?
For
I
Declan?
do
Yeah.
have one question about the
How do you pronounce
excavation. Yeah. How do you pronounce it?
The excavation?
What's going on with the excavation?
So
And
as you ask
research?
that, Becklin starts to get super excited. Okay.
Oh.
She goes, "It is one of my favorite hobbies. Did you know that this keep has been here for over 400, 500 years? Since before the Cataclysm?
Sorry.
This predates the existence of Vogler. She just starts rambling all of this history and these thoughts, and she begins to show you things that are on the walls, and she gets lost for a minute. And then she calms herself and she goes, I'm sorry. Clearly I love what I do here. It's become a bit of a hobby since I've been posted here for a while. It keeps me busy and my mind sharp. Essentially, I'm looking for help. There's a lot of heavy rocks. There's a lot of digging. There's a lot of research. There's lost artifacts around this keep that I need help finding. That's why I put out an ad recently looking for labor for 2 silver apiece. I need help.
2 silver piece.
2 silver apiece for laborers to help with the
And-
excavation and research.
How long do you think it will take?
I don't know if you want to do it today. The festivities start soon. Actually, if we don't leave in the next hour or so, we may not make the fishing event. And after that, at midday, that's when the Battle of High Hill reenactment is. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow we can work together. It'll be like an 8-hour thing.
Alright. Is it 2 silver per hour?
It's 2 silver apiece just for helping.
Dang.
I'll tell you what. You guys have done a lot for me already so far. You've brought back the dead of my order. You've let me see them off the same way we saw off Ispin. I'll give you 5 silver if you help for the day.
Oh,
Anything for you, Becklin.
sounds good.
I'll take it. You guys have any other questions for her or Darrett? You can see Darrett this whole time. He was be handing his weapons and armor. He's very somber and respectful, but at the same time, you see like a glint of almost desire and not jealousy, but he's almost enthralled and in awe that you guys are being offered these items.
I have nothing else.
Nope, that's all you guys get. Oh,
No,
she already paid you.
No,
so-
I have nothing else.
Yeah, no. Oh, you have nothing else. Okay.
Oh, she paid us?
I paid each of you 5 gold when she ran into you at the bar.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about
Oh,
the 5
yeah.
silver.
No,
That's
no.
after. Yeah.
That's after you actually
yeah.
work for her.
Wait. What?
You missed that whole conversation, bro. So on the bottom of that
No, she
sheet,
paid us 5 gold and 5 silver?
not 5 silver yet. So and the 5 silver was just to him because he asked. So the rest of you guys still have 2 silver till you ask her.
Oh, I thought it was to all of us.
No, he was asking
Okay.
for himself. So essentially, she's looking
Okay.
for help with research and with excavation of Thornwall, so she can find more artifacts and history because it's her pastime. It's what she likes to do. And she agreed to give him 5 silver if he helps her for a whole day.
Mhm.
But she said today's not the day. Tomorrow will be better.
Well,
Like,
Columbus will see that, funds were exchanged.
There were no funds exchanged right now.
No, right now, but promised.
Potentially promised if he works.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'll hold off on that thought.
War is coming to Kryn.